Yeah, welcome to Baywatching. In case you didn't catch on, this is gonna be all Baywatch all the time. For the uninitiated, Baywatch follows the lives of, well, Baywatch, a team of lifeguards in Los Angeles County. The cast is constantly rotating, but the main presence on the show is Mitch Buchanan, played by David Hasselhoff, who is one of only 3 characters to be present in every season but one. Despite this show airing through much of my childhood, I didn't actually sit down and watch it to my recollection. At best, I caught it channel surfing, which I guess fits since this is a beach show. I never once understood the appeal of the program, so it stayed under my radar. Also, it ended when I was 11 and I was probably playing with Barbies at the time. And this may shock all of you, but Baywatch is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most watched show of all time, adding up to 1.1 billion viewers. It's aired in 148 countries and has been translated into 44 different languages. It went on for 11 seasons, 2 seasons of the spin-off Baywatch Nights, plus 2 TV movies, totaling 286 episodes and just over 217 hours of television. And I say this as the highest compliment I can give. It is the dumbest show I have ever had the pleasure to watch. I was but a fool until this day. I feel like my life has been wasted, and now that I've discovered Baywatch, nights will never be the same. Every single damn trope and cliche on television was used and perfected by Baywatch, from being completely silly to downright offensive. It is a wonderful program that I am continually amazed and baffled by, and since I am both a masochist and someone of poor taste, I have decided to explore every single episode. Join me, won't you? Like most shows at the time, Baywatch began with a pilot movie, Panic at Malibu Pier, and with a strong opening like this, it's easy to see why the show succeeded. Wow, alright, what a start. Okay, let me explain you a thing. See, Baywatch may be the most watched show of all time, but let's not kid ourselves here. This was a time in history when the internet was used by academics and nerds, therefore porn wasn't as widespread and freely available. Thus, preteen boys had to settle for National Geographic educational boob or a side boob on the television. And what Baywatch lacked in effort or talent, it more than made up for in lots and lots of slow-motion boobs. It pretty much showed as much as it could without actually taking clothes off, and the pilot is, oh hey, there's some boobs. Yeah, the show infamous for porn without porn started out with a TV movie that actually showed nudity. But don't worry, these characters are only in this shot, have no lines, and are never seen again, thus making it easy to cut this out for television. But hot damn, kids are gonna rent the hell out of this! Time for that sweet, sweet Baywatch theme. Or that. If it isn't evident already, Baywatch took a little bit of time to fall into its niche, and Season 1 is a lot different from the others. Not that there isn't plenty of stupid, but they hadn't quite figured out that magical formula that made Baywatch the cultural phenomenon it eventually became. And really, half of the appeal of Baywatch was the catchy theme song, making Season 1 even more bizarro. How else will we know that they'll be ready? Forever and always, they're always here. Not that it really matters for the DVD releases, the music is all sorts of messed up. In another shocking revelation, only one country has released all 11 seasons on DVD and as they originally aired. Can you guess where that is? Hurrah, Hasselhoff! The Führer shall lead us out of the darkness and into the light! You'll also notice that the intro features exactly one dude actually doing any lifeguarding, while the main cast members run in slow motion along the beach. This wasn't an attempt to protect the Hoff's flawless hairdo, but in reality, the actors are not actually trained lifeguards. Shocker, I know. There is one exception in the hero of the series, Newman. Newman is the single greatest Baywatch character, and I will fight you if you say otherwise. Newman is short for Michael Newman, played by Michael Newman. He was a lifeguard for 20 years before joining the crew of Baywatch as a technical consultant, aka make us look like we know what we're doing. He was also buddies with Greg Bonin, another lifeguard and one of the show's creators. He was promoted to a supporting character and stayed on the program just as long as Hasselhoff. Despite doing very little that's actually notable on the show for an extremely long time, he is amazing. Alongside being a lifeguard, he was also a firefighter, nowadays turned real estate salesman. In 1996, he won the National Ironman Championship. He appeared in a couple of infomercials for the New Wave Oven and has a magnificent mustache. There was an official Newman fan club at one point, people, but that should come as no surprise to you. A lot of the rescues on the show were reenactments of real-life rescues Newman was a part of. For real, there are people alive nowadays because of Newman. A salute to you, Newman, you magnificent man. Anyway, right, time to talk about the fictional lifeguards. We open with Mitch, Hobie, and Jill. You already know Mitch. Hobie is his unfortunately named son, played by the kid from Step by Step, and Jill is a fellow lifeguard who will hold your attention for approximately 2 seconds. The three of them are in a competition, and if there's one thing Mitch loves, it's making other people lose.
Winner! I am winner! No woman can beat the Hoff!
What's this, huh? Haven't worked out in a while?
There's nothing there to pinch. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, nothing a little lieutenant's uniform won't hide. If you can find one to fit your first day on the job.
Exposition coupled with a nonsensical fat joke. We're on a roll! Mitch Frankenstein groans in protest. Anyway, as indicated in that very natural dialogue, Mitch has been promoted to lieutenant at Baywatch headquarters, which involves a lot of paperwork, planning, and wearing a Chips uniform.
Hey, Jill. Winner. Showed her! Winning is the only thing that matters, Hobie.
Who names their kid Hobie? Seriously. Mitch, you're a terrible dad. I took the liberty of looking it up because I couldn't believe it was a real name. Here's the scoop, guys. It's a variation of the name Hobart, which sounds equally fake and doubly stupid, which makes me wish that's what Mitch had gone with. But upon further investigation, I discovered Hobart is an American variation of the name Hubert. And want to guess what country that originates in? Damn right it's Germany! Mitch, you clever bastard. Anyway, if you love creepy sexualization of underage children, you will love Hobie's subplot.
And she said, Hobie, would you please rub some oil on my back?
Ooh, what'd you do?
I told her I couldn't get my hands greasy because I had to surf ski later.
Why'd you do that? Why didn't you take her home and show her a good time?
Hobie the Magnificent embarrassed? Give me a break.
Hobie the Magnificent. Good one, Mitch.
Here's some more of our Season 1 cast. Craig Pomeroy, lawyer by day, lifeguard by day also. Check out the sweet car phone. His story is deciding which profession he should go into. Years of schooling, $1 bajillion of debt, not to mention a sweet paycheck. Nope, lifeguarding for peanuts it is. He can't resist the call of the waves. Then there's Eddie Kramer, man with a penchant for midriff shirts and the weeniest character on the show. He's property of the Philadelphia Eagles. His character is 18. Okay, Baywatch, sure he is. The actor was only 10 years older than that, close enough. Also, the guy's stage name is Billy Warlock, a fantastic moniker that he can't possibly live up to. Eddie's gotten in trouble with the law and is getting a fresh start with the Baywatch crew. In the Barbie Jeep, we have Shawnee McLean, another new lifeguard who knows Eddie from rookie school. Like many of the Baywatch women, she's played by a former Playboy playmate, this time Erika Eleniak. Or as I have dubbed her, not Christy Swanson. Shawnee's family is rich or something. Despite the show being famous for being more 90s than the 90s itself, you can especially see that it started in 1989 in Shawnee's fashion.
I mean, I know you came in #1, so you got to pick Baywatch, but I came in 46th. I don't know how I got it.
Trust me, her acting improves. In the previously mentioned topless scene, we get these dudes checking the woman out with Newman in the middle.
Hey, I'm ahead of you!
Newman, you magnificent dick.
Hey, I wonder if she's violating the nudity ordinance.
As long as we mention it, it's okay!
In addition to the slow-motion boob action, one of the contributing factors to this show's success was the casting of David Hasselhoff in his first TV venture since the very successful Knight Rider series. So, of course, the main focus of the pilot movie is on Craig, his lifeguard/lawyer pal. And here's a woman in a Jiffy Pop space sweater. Don't ask me. Oh no, her fanny pack is gonna weigh her down! Craig, who is suddenly in another dimension, spots her falling and rushes in to help. Oh, it's alright, her sweater acts as a flotation device. Good job, costume department! After Craig saves Jiffy Pop's life, she becomes obsessed with him, perhaps because she needs someone to inflate her shirts.
I believe in fate. Do you?
Fate? Nah.
Anyway, landmark moment. 25 minutes in, 1989 audiences were treated to the first ever Baywatch montage. As we journey through them, we'll laugh, cry, masturbate, and sleep, mostly sleep, to the jammingest tunes of the time. If you're unfamiliar with the show's formula, know this. There's a main plot, one or several meanwhiles, there's always a meanwhile, and any time left will be filled with montages and slow motion. Look at B footage from the intro sequence. C, men in neon shorts carrying coolers. Possibly enjoy shots of butts where the thongs ride all the way up to the waist. Witness one of 10,000 shots of new me diving off of a boat. Watch as lifeguards spin the rescue cans for no particular reason. Sigh as lifeguards and shades run towards something just off screen. And if you didn't like this montage, don't worry, we get another one 10 minutes later. Nice Mr. Rogers sweater there, Mitch. And here's Captain Don. Boy, do I not care about Captain Don. Theoretically, he's there to give Mitch a hard time because he's his boss and that's what bosses do, but really, he's just sort of there. Meanwhile, Jill is supposed to be Shawnee's mentor, but Shawnee is distracted by boys, all while Jill is trying desperately to have a character trait. Meanwhile, I totally forgot to introduce Season 1's best character, Trevor Cole. He's an arrogant but incompetent Australian lifeguard who works for a private beach club and is, again theoretically, meant to be an antagonist for our heroes. You'll notice the show seems to love this oddly specific character type, as every once in a while a new Australian arrogant and incompetent character will show up.
McKay.
Trevor Cole, shark fighter and virgin converter.
I've lost 1 or 2 fights, but only to the sharks. Now, back home in Australia, my face is on cereal boxes. I can give you an autograph one for you if you like.
Don't eat cereal.
You showed him, Mitch. So wait, he just walks around with cards that say he's a shark fighter and virgin converter? That's elaborately stupid. And he's so famous he's on cereal boxes, but he came to America to lifeguard for some reason? Are American lifeguards hot shit now? Trevor Cole, the greatest Baywatch Season 1 character. Meanwhile, Eddie is trying to get a child to do his job for him. Lifeguarding isn't as easy as it looks, kid. I'll show you.
Time I was 6, I had 3 moms and dads.
How?
Well, let's just say my last name is Foster. Forget it.
Look, Eddie, the kid's not interested in your personal problems. He's 6. That's probably why he didn't get your clever foster family joke. I get it. What an idiot! Holy music cue, Batman! A riptide comes in, and the crew must rescue multiple victims at once. Mitch runs over several pedestrians on the way over.
I'll be damned if those sons of bitches steal my saves from me!
While this rescue is going on, Australian but incompetent ignores the people closest to him to save an attractive lady. Oh, Trevor, when will you Australians learn?
You step out of line one more time. You got me to answer to, mate.
Ooh, that'll put a shrimp on the bobby! Oh, no French coming out of the butt. That's just unfortunate. Now is the perfect opportunity for Trevor to make his move.
What are these?
An old Aussie brew.
An old Aussie brew? Oh man, bringing in the old country. Australia is as confusing as it is mysterious. Hey Trevor, how'd you magically save 60 people in one day? Ancient Aussie secret. But Trevor's not the only one getting some action today. Here's an incredibly uncomfortable scene of Hobie undoing a girl's top. Creepy underage sexual tension.
I'll get Chelsea. Oh, thanks, Brian.
Damn you and your rippling muscles, Brian! Well, you know, I guess we're supposed to be in suspense as to who's going to have sex with her. In subplot number 703, Mitch's ex-wife Gail, played by Wendy Malick, wants Hobie to come live with her in the city. This is an issue because she's part box.
Look, Mitch, this is just not working.
What's not working?
A divorce?
I'm such a jokester. But seriously, if you want to get back together, I'm not, like, opposed to it.
I mean, with you, life's a beach. Why should he ever want to leave?
You left.
Oh, you just got Mitched! I particularly love the portrayal of Mitch as 5 years old in this. He gets all pissy about the cereal thing, he tries to outclimb Australian but incompetent, and he's always got to get the last word in. I don't think he even wants Hobie, he just doesn't want to lose. Back on the Craig front, Jiffy Pop shows up in his tower to seduce him. Craig defuses the situation by acting really strange and slow.
Drinking's not allowed on the beach.
So naturally, when a girl is stealing your stuff, breaking into your tower, writing poetry about you, and following you around everywhere, the best thing to do is to tell her about your wife. You know, instead of, like, calling the police or having common sense.
Lori, put that back on.
Young lady. And in subplot number 305, we have lifeguard day before retirement, who is old. He will live a long and happy life. Captain Don doesn't think he's up for lifeguarding anymore, since he's near mandatory retirement age, so Mitch has to keep him off the beach until then. Since he's like a father to Mitch, we know he will retire peacefully and never be seen again. Time to talk about life problems and paint fish together.
The only reason that you got wet today was because I was late getting there.
A perfect transition. So get this, guys. This is Mitch's party. Yeah, I don't know. He invited everyone there to celebrate his promotion or something? He's just a party dude. Forget about forced retirement, Shawnee's freeze up during a rescue, Craig's psychotic stalker, or Trevor's amazing Aussie brew. It's time to party like it's 1989. There's Mitch's greatest friend, dude in the background with the conch shell. Check out his dancing. Wait, how did Crazy Lady know about Mitch's party? Were there flyers?
Hey Hobie, hand these out on the beach. Tell all your friends what a cool dude I am.
Meanwhile, the show begins to set up Shawnee and Eddie's romance, arguably one of the more unrealistic elements of the show.
Is that all you California girls think about, huh? Having a good time?
Well, it's better than brooding off by yourself.
Oh yeah, they keep trying to tell us how broody Eddie is. What a dark lone wolf.
Why does everyone around here think because we work together we should be one big happy family? I don't need another family, okay?
I don't have a family, and that makes me mysterious. That 6-year-old didn't get my joke.
Later that night, Jiffy Pop calls up Craig and says if he doesn't meet her, she'll kill herself.
Is he your father?
I didn't want him to get in bed with me again.
Shooting a little high, don't you think, Baywatch? Your greatest villain right now is an Australian woman chaser with Virgin Converter business cards. I'm not sure you should try to handle something like this. So this leads Craig and his wife Gina to invite her to stay with them.
I want to just go there in the morning unannounced. I'll call Child Protective Services after that.
Forget calling the authorities first. I'm a lifeguard. He shows up at her house and finds out that her father died 10 years ago. She'd just gotten released from the hospital and has a history of hurting herself and making up stories. So they're not really handling a molestation plot. She's actually a psychotic self-harmer. Now it's lighthearted. Jiffy Pop's clever ruse has fooled Gina into going under the pier with her, where she's sneakily hidden a knife away in her fanny pack of murder. Oh man, guys, I just got it. This is the panic at Malibu Pier. As a side note, is it really called Malibu Pier? Was Ocean Pier too broad? Also, yes, it's really called Malibu Pier. Luckily, Craig is on his way. Wait. Does his license plate seriously say swim or die? Baywatch, you little shits. Ah, bum scare.
It's our fate.
As we all know, Craig doesn't believe in fate, so he gets the knife away from Jiffy Pop and saves the day, thus bringing the movie to a somewhat downbeat conclusion.
15 minutes left of the movie!
By now, you're probably wondering how this is supposed to end. After all, this isn't just a pilot, it's also a movie, and they've sort of already reached the climax with the psychotic stalker plot. Well, I'll tell you. A fisherman has a horrible propane-based grill accident. Well, he probably made it. As entertaining as seeing fishermen reduced to smoldering corpses is, we need a little bit more investment. So it turns out Hobie and lifeguard day before retirement are on the same boat. Look at all these explosions, damn! How much propane was on that ship? Things look dire, but luckily the rescue crew is on the way.
Johnny, you alright?
I forgot everything we learned.
Maybe just leave this one up to Newman, guys. Part of the boat is capsized, leaving Hobie and a couple of other people trapped under the water. Luckily, they have the show's favorite life-saving measure, a convenient air pocket. Mitch and lifeguard day before retirement manage to get them out, but LDBR ends up trapped in some rope. He doesn't reach the surface in time and passes away. No, but it was the day before his retirement! Only death can retire whatever the hell my real name was. They hold an honorary lifeguard funeral for him, and Mitch makes a speech over a muffled loudspeaker about how many saves he's had because of lifeguard day before death. Unfortunately for Hobie, Mitch dressed him that day.
You know, Al told me recently that being underwater was like floating in liquid heaven. So in a way, I guess he was already in heaven when he died.
No, I was drowning to death, you asshole!
And we'll never forget you. Or ever stop loving you.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
I was addicted the whole time. Thus, the movie is brought to an extremely downbeat conclusion. 3-minute beach montage! Probably because someone just horribly died. Man, that really means something, I tell you. So for a pilot movie, this is honestly okay. It has some moments where you have to suspend your disbelief a bit, but no more so than a lot of other television programs. It's interesting to see it now and compare it with the show in the later seasons. Speaking of which, we've got a hell of a long way to go. So if you enjoyed this blast from the past, I hope you can kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Next time on Baywatch, the show attempts to make us care about Hobie and his friends, but will they succeed? Plus, Garner Ellerby makes his explosive debut. Meanwhile, Eddie is homeless and probably smells. Be sure to tune in! Hey y'all! The boring exposition part is over! Baywatch party time! Alright, in deep, let's go. So here's something you're gonna hate about Baywatch Season 1. They seemed under the impression that children should be a heavy focus on this program. Possibly because they thought it was a family show, but I don't know. Which means you're gonna see quite a few plots that center around Hobie and his friends. So you know, the folks watching for the boobs might be wanting to take a cold shower if they don't fast forward between montages. I'm complaining about the focus on boring children this season, but I'm also partially thankful because it gives us more of a chance to explore Mitch and Hobie's relationship. It's less that of a father and child, and more a married couple, where one of them happens to be 13. I should also take the time to note that between the pilot movie and the show proper, Hobie has grown a magnificent mullet.
We gotta clean this place up starting right now.
Why? There aren't any girls around.
Exactly. I'd like that to change one of these days.
Mitch, your kid is not gonna get you chicks. Let's just face reality here. You'd have better luck adopting Eddie and pretending he's your man-child of a son.
Dad, I want ice cream.
You're gonna eat your burger and you'll like it.
You're not my real dad.
Hey, where you going? I thought you were gonna help me.
I'd love to, Dad, but I got an education at stake here.
What are you going to school for? You're supposed to stay home and clean my shit up.
But Hobie is not actually going to summer school or cleaning up after his emotionally stunted father. He's hanging out with a couple of ventriloquists.
Alright!
This may also be the first documented case of someone calling Hobie Hopester. The hopester has fallen in with the wrong couple of kids. Or rather, a couple of much older gentlemen that have no reason or incentive to be hanging around kids.
Hopester, what do you say? Up for shooting the pier?
I routinely drink with 13-year-olds. Ha ha ha! Armpit hair patrol, away! Pitts McGee here is trying to get Hobie to jet ski next to the pier. Or, as I lovingly call it, the Death Pier.
Hobie, don't be a dweeb!
I may never get another chance.
Oh, there's always another chance. The Death Pier waits for all. But seriously, what are the chances he'll be able to jet ski near that pier again? He lives like 1,000,000 miles away. Fortunately, Hobie narrowly escapes the clutches of the Death Pier. For now. But look, who cares? We get to meet Garner Ellerby for the first time, played by the amazing Gregory Allen Williams. That's right, the Gregolyn Williams of Baywatch Nights fame. But before he was a PI, he was but a humble officer in the beach police, hitting the sand because he loves his job.
Sand in my shoes, blisters on my feet. Transferring me down here was cruel and unusual punishment.
Now, you should have thought of that before you had the little run-in with your police captain.
That little run-in with my captain was the highlight of my life.
Well, the credits might as well just roll now. I think we've seen all this episode has to offer. We get more Hopester/Mitch antics as Mitch pays his child $3 to wash his car and then admires his poster of a scantily clad woman.
Whoa, man, we don't see many women in bikinis on the beach, that's for sure.
Things get heated though when Mitch voices his disapproval of jet skis, and Hobie, in turn, accuses him of hating fun.
Yeah, well, you hate anything that's fun. He says he's a fun guy.
Who does?
I'll set the record straight here. No one is as fun as me. Craig either gives Hobie a truck ton of crack cocaine or a heaping helping of sage fatherly advice. I'll leave it up to you to decide which. Meanwhile, Trevor is still being Australian but incompetent, but he's lost his awesome blonde highlights. He's still got his cereal box fresh face though.
You want me?
Oh, I just remembered where I left my keys! Whoa, the chemistry flies off the screen. I certainly hope this is a planned romantic subplot that will definitely go somewhere. Out in the ocean, this woman is killing some screen time when Hobie's older gentleman friends decide to check her out, a demonstration of the danger of power skis. We learn this lesson through subtle tactics, such as a character literally saying, "This is dangerous!" Not that I'm doubting the evils of illegal jet skiing, but I'm pretty sure if you run anything straight into someone, it's gonna be dangerous. The sailboard is found abandoned and the rescue team is sent out.
746-307 at Tower 1, over.
It's riveting. So instead of that, I'm gonna tell you about Ship McBoatington over here, Shippy for short. He's so dubbed because he's almost exclusively gonna be the guy steering the boat on all of the rescues. The guy playing him is Greg Barnett, which is also his character name. He's similar to Newman in that he's mostly playing himself because he's there to make everyone else look good. If you've watched television or movies over the last 40 to 50 years, you've seen something he's worked on. He's an incredibly prolific stunt guy with almost 400 credits to his name. He's also won an Emmy, which makes him far more successful than Baywatch ever was. Hats off to Shippy! Mitch and Craig try to do some detectiving as to what happened as Garner jokes about letting the professionals take the sailboard in. Sure, a woman is probably dead, but make sure to ask the lifeguard's permission to take in the evidence.
How do you know the victim was a woman?
Especially once we narrowed down the possible launch sites with wind and current calculations.
Let's get on it.
Yeah.
Hey, no, wait a minute. How do you guys know all this stuff?
Because the rigging's set for a woman.
I mean, judging by the boom, she's at least 5'6", 5'7".
Who's the professional now, Garner? Better leave the detective work to the lifeguards, pal.
Maybe the lab can trace some fingerprints on the boom.
Mitch and Garner are like sassy gay best friends. In order to prove that he's not a fun hater, Mitch dresses like the lamest dad ever and has a burger slam dunking contest with Hobie.
The day I stop loving burgers is the day Hobie dies.
You mean the day you die, right? And neither of them wash their hands after their meat throwing contest? Maybe this episode should have been about the dangers of salmonella.
Gotta level with me, pal.
What's with the abundance of cute nicknames here? If Mitch started a pal jar and added a quarter every time he called Hobie some sort of friendly moniker, he'd have enough for a new car within a week.
Come on, pal.
Gotta level with me, pal.
Those are the brakes, man. What's going on, man? Thanks for telling the truth, pal.
You're okay, pal. Listen to me, pal.
Also, Hobie has de-aged a year.
You know what's not fair? Being 12 years old and not having to say about anything.
See, you're 13, right?
Hey, here's a question. Why does Garner call Mitch in the middle of the night to update him on the potential homicide investigation?
Oh, the Lakers are gonna get you. Oh, just kidding, it's me. Hey, Hobie, you ever feel not so fresh?
There's this girl, Dad.
Well, there's a girl.
Well, why didn't you say so? Set me up with her, pal.
Meanwhile, Eddie spends a majority of the episode pretending he isn't homeless. It'd be sad if it weren't Eddie.
You said this was your number, but when I tried to call you last night, I got a pizza parlor.
Why'd you call?
No one ever calls me. You're my best friend, Seagull.
Go fuck yourself, small fry!
Oh.
Eventually, Craig discovers Eddie sleeping in one of the towers and the jig is up. He offers Eddie a breakfast of eggs and pancakes so they can discuss it.
Thanks, Craig. No one's ever bought me breakfast before.
Oh, whoa, is that a corpse over there? Sorry, Eddie, I'm giving her breakfast instead.
I was in the tower. Sleeping. Sweeping. Eddie knows it's against the rules to sleep in the tower.
I'm on to you.
After a denim-filled talk where this one woman decides to keep skating around Eddie for some reason, Craig offers to ask Gina to help him find a place to live. Air guitar, air guitar! This is followed by a montage. The only important thing you need to know about this is that Eddie is assaulted by a mime.
Oh, damn it!
Alright, if you want to invite a disaster of a person to meet your wife, that's your decision, Craig.
I caught the Black Plague once.
Since the pilot movie, Gina is transformed into another actress, and she and Craig have moved.
Whoa. This is it.
It's a real piece of shit, huh? It's nice of Gina to give Craig and Eddie the child-sized cups. Upon discovering that Eddie can't afford anything else, Gina makes the tragic mistake of offering to let Eddie sleep in their storage closet.
Gotta find my corner of the...
Why does this keep happening?
Check out this motherfucking ensemble. Salmon pink shirt, yellow shoes, freaking checkered shorts. If acting didn't work out for this kid, I sincerely hope he went into modeling after this.
If you think it's loud up here, you should be a fish. Rattle your little gills off.
The wisest man on Baywatch Beach. So naturally, Mitch, Jill, and Garner, detective lifeguards, act on his tip and decide to check out Hobie's friend. Conveniently, Hobie has just overheard the two dudes talking about the girl they totally murdered and is on the run from McCrazington.
Shippy to the rescue!
That's Scott! He killed that girl, Dad! He's the one!
Let's get him!
Oh lordy, I promise I did not edit any of that. They even played the stupid music again for no reason. And with a magnificent flying tackle, 10 points, Mitch takes down the bad guy and justice is served. The death pier will have to wait another day.
I'm so scared, Dad.
So was I, pal.
I promise I won't ask you another question about power skis.
Glad to hear it.
I want a hang glider.
You little shit.
Next time on Baywatch, Mitch fights the weather. Meanwhile, stupid children are stuck in a storm drain. Also, can Craig decide between being a lawyer and a lifeguard? Tune in next time to find out. This episode is trying to trick you with the title, guys. It may be about a heat wave, and believe me, it's certainly not the last episode to focus on the melting point of lifeguards, but the central plot is actually pretty inane. If you enjoy seeing people trapped in various places, you will absolutely love Baywatch. The episode is temporarily hijacked by a lackluster 80s action film before we get an appearance by the Sand Tractor. This is, no joke, commonly referred to as a sand bony. So if you like going to the beach but hate stepping on broken glass, you can thank the fine folks who drive sand bonies for protecting your feet. Don't say I never taught you anything. And what's Mitch to a surprise? He's cooking meat!
Air conditioning is like a new concept in cooling?
Yeah, that's the beach, pal. We don't need air conditioning.
Only losers suffer from heat stroke, Hopester. Suck it up and eat your burger.
The two of them are visited by Steve, an old lifeguard friend of Mitch's who's brought his son Mike over. I'm glad Mitch gets to spend some quality time with his old friend, and absolutely nothing bad will happen.
Hey, man, what are you doing here?
You interrupted my breakfast burger, you son of a bitch.
Not a gray hair, not a pound heavier.
Yeah, and you're as blind as ever.
But seriously, keep going.
The two of them reminisce about the old days while Steve steals Mitch's food.
Boy, this smells good, huh?
He makes it clear he wants to mooch off of the Buchanans for a while. What, does he think money grows on lifeguard towers? Come on. And now, for the Eddie stares creepily at this lady for an uncomfortably long time segment. And a zoom in on Trevor's crotch for good measure. He's Australian butt packing.
That's not impressive. I stuffed my diaper way bigger than that.
Meanwhile, Craig is juggling his two careers. How can he possibly work two jobs at once? That's insanity!
What's with the suit? It's gonna be a madhouse out there today. I need you here.
Sorry, can't. I'm a lawyer today.
There's no place for the law on the beach. Hand in your shorts and your rescue can. You're off the case.
Craig's office looks like a little old lady's tea room.
Sit down, Sonny, and let me tell you about how many of my dead friends I've sued today.
Paul Dunford is demanding we refund the $6,000 you billed him last month.
Wait, why?
Well, it seems that he saw you playing lifeguard last weekend and figures he shouldn't have to pay you $200 an hour when the county gets you for $12.
I guess he never noticed that different occupations have different pay scales, so I have to listen to this ridiculous request.
Now, I don't care how smart you are or how good you are in court. If I don't have you 7 days a week, I don't want you at all. Lifeguard or lawyer, make a decision by tomorrow.
Must not blink. Have to make career decision.
Better sound off the alarm. Craig is having a crisis of faith. Doesn't he know Mitch died for our sins?
Dreyfus dropped the big one.
Lifeguarding or lawyering?
Yeah.
Fun or money?
So people are under the impression that lifeguarding is not a hot, sweaty, life-threatening job that pays peanuts to people who are constantly saving lives? I'm not saying Baywatch is in any way realistic, but come on, this debate is contrived at best.
It's the thing is that I like doing it, I love doing it, and I love law, so why do you have to give up one to have the other?
I don't think that you do.
Gina suggests that he gets a wicked awesome fanny pack, but also that he quits his job at the firm and takes only the cases he wants, thus freeing up his time to stare endlessly into the abyss.
Best of all, you never have to leave the beach. Or me.
Oh, yeah. I love the beach.
I'm glad these two are gonna be married forever. Season 1. Back when they tried to sell us a diverse, goofy group of characters back at Baywatch headquarters. Look at all the different body types and personalities. It's like Baywatch Bizarro World.
Yes, sir, Lieutenant. Sir.
Don't call me Lieutenant, and especially don't call me Sir.
You got it, babe.
That's Mr. Babe to you.
And for this episode's amazing extras segment, we have this guy. Look at his hair. Just look at it.
Look at it!
Also, points for this guy carrying a giant inflatable killer whale.
I'm gonna give old Hobie here an education in body surfing. You wanna come?
Nah, I'd rather hang out at the pier.
Oh, you mean
The Death Pier?
I look forward to a long, happy life, Dad. So this Peanuts-looking kid decides to come over and make small talk with Mike. Shit you not, his name is actually Ricky Blunt.
I bet everybody calls you Mikey. You look like a Mikey. Yeah, you look like a jerk.
They're already thick as thieves. Time for a kids getting into trouble montage. The little scamps. People in life-threatening situations are fun! Join me, audience! Alright, so not only did Baywatch Season 1 seem to think we love children, but this episode doesn't even focus on Hobie or his friends. It's just two random shits that are only tangentially related to anyone on this show. Do we care what happens to them? Not that it would have saved it, but you could have at least made the plot about Mitch's son. Hell, you could have made it about Eddie even, and the plot would have remained the same.
I'm not a loser. Let's get into trouble. Ow, a bug flew in my eye. Looks like I learned my lesson.
Shut up, Eddie.
On an unrelated note, this montage is giving me serious cool as ice flashbacks, so it puts the episode slightly more in my favor. The two idiots decide to go exploring in a drainage canal and end up locked in. Oh no. So the beach is so crowded, traffic is backed up for hours, but not so crowded that anyone will hear them calling for help. Gotcha. They end up crawling down a storm drain and getting stuck down there. But who will we watch in adorably mischievous montages for the remainder of the episode? Aw man, I was just saying how I wanted to feel like I was in a daycare while watching my crappy beach programs, and Baywatch delivers a whole slew of annoying children. But it's not Christmas anymore.
Does this kid have a name? Spider-Man?
Excuse me, let go of him, will you?
No, I'm kidding.
Wait, someone was reporting a missing child named Spider-Man? What the hell's the story there? Who cares about this storm drain thing?
You little shit, I'll kill you!
If she's looking for a man with the physique of a 12-year-old boy, I'm so gonna score tonight. Now I have to change my shorts.
Seriously guys, this is creepy. This is Eddie's sole subplot here, undressing this woman with his eyes for his whole shift. 10 people have drowned by now. So Steve is panicking, looking for his son, ending up causing a slight misunderstanding when he grabs a random kid thinking it's him. I was wondering if we'd get some poor excuse for action.
Oi, time to spread some incompetence.
Me first. Now I stepped on a toy. Hot sand, hot sand, hot sand.
Great news! You get to watch all of the action through crystal clear, water-bespeckled lenses.
Eddie, you alright? What happened? Yeah, it's just a difference of opinion.
Child kidnapping is just a difference of opinion. I tried to get kidnapped as a child, but they all ran away. Why won't someone adopt me?
Mitch has discovered that Steve is on the run because after his divorce he kidnapped Mike. As a lawyer, Craig has the know-how to weigh in on the situation.
We're on pretty shaky legal ground here, Mitch. We gotta get the police in here.
She gets custody. I get 1 weekend a month. It isn't fair. It just isn't fair.
What a nerd. Yeah, what a nerd. Let's go have a barbecue, come on.
Okay, but really, the actual thing they go with is dumber than my joke. They decide to find Mike first and worry about the legal stuff later, so Mitch sends out the junior lifeguards to go looking for him. The honest-to-God instructions he gives them is to go everywhere they've ever been told not to go. Just to make this clear, there is a heat wave currently over 100 degrees. We've heard reports throughout the episode of multiple heat strokes, plus over 100 rescues, plus headquarters is full to capacity with children that have gotten lost over the day. And they're sending a bunch of kids out there to go everywhere they aren't supposed to go without any supervision whatsoever, which would be dangerous even under normal circumstances. This includes filthy, rusty recycling cans, rooftops, and adult bookstores. As Craig would say, you are facing a massive lawsuit, pal.
The only other place I can think of is in the drainage canal. You haven't seen anybody there, have you?
Just a couple of maintenance guys, but they're the only ones allowed in there.
Well then, if they're the only ones allowed, I guess no one needs to check.
I forgot everything we learned.
Hobie puts 2 and 2 together, and they figure the tide probably drew the kids back toward the storm drain.
What are you doing? This drain is filthy. Get your butts off it.
But really, the kids didn't think to try and call for help? Well, alright, I guess it didn't make much of a difference earlier. It's so crowded!
Take the burger, children. It'll sustain you.
We're never gonna get a rope to him.
We'd have to find a really long rope, and that'd be hard.
Hobie, you stay here, you keep them calm. We'll radio for backup.
All right.
Hey, chances are likely you're gonna die a horrible death. Mitch and Craig try to go in a different way, discussing life stuff while stepping through garbage.
Just stop thinking about Steven. Whether or not you do what he did if you lost custody of Hobie? Yeah, I know. Scares the hell out of me. Oh, God, what's that? Look out. What? Oh.
Craig brings up his dilemma with being a lawyer and being a lifeguard, and Mitch says he'll take away his locker if he quits, which seems to offend him. I'm not actually exaggerating anything here. This really seems to be a turning point for Craig's decision.
What are you doing?
Gotta get him out of there somehow.
That'll rain hot metal on those kids. Yank the crate out!
As a lifeguard, she is far more qualified than this stupid firefighter in all rescue situations. The kids are still technically in the water, and that's their domain.
We're going in with a blowtorch.
Well, that thing didn't work after one try, and we can't possibly lift a slab of concrete. Time to endanger the children again! It doesn't seem to be hurting them anyway, so... Wait, so the entire rescue team of firefighters, police, paramedics, and lifeguards can't figure out how to pull a grate out, but Mitch can just smash one down with his plastic lifeguard can and a swift kick of his powerful feminine legs?
They did it!
Yeah, dumb firefighters! Ah, I guess they figured out how to get the grate off screen anyway. Mitch and Craig going in there was entirely pointless.
Let's go give your mom a call, okay? It's time to go home.
Looks like you're out of a job, huh?
Yeah.
Aw, I guess that private investigator won't take him to jail after all, because calling the mom means he didn't do anything illegal in the first place. Kidnapping charges dismissed and burgers for everybody.
You should have seen Mitch today. He was a regular hero.
And I, nor anyone else, of course, did nothing. Cheers to Mitch, the sole lifeguard on this beach. Hip hip hooray!
Hey buddy, you told her I was a hero today, right?
But wait, can't we see the conclusion of Eddie's creeper storyline?
You were my best customer today, and I'd like to invite you to dinner. She's busy.
Hi, Trevor. Thought you'd never get here.
Damn it, she's worse than my foster family.
Next time on Baywatch, David Spade. Also, Eddie surprisingly gets into trouble. Can Trevor learn Eddie's lesson? Find out next time. My favorite things to do while viewing Baywatch is to make up various ways that Eddie could be abused, so it works out well when the episode does it for me. And thank God, this episode not only focuses on Eddie, but also features a subplot about Trevor, making it a double whammy of favorite Baywatch Season 1 characters. Okay, that's a lie, they're all my favorites. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good sign when we're 4 episodes in, and this is the second episode with Wave in the title. A second wave, if you will. Oh well, it's not like I'm going with the German titles at least. The land where everything must be matter-of-fact and literal. Do not give me this wordplay, just tell me what happens. I can't do a German accent, I apologize. So hey, did you know David Spade was in an episode of Baywatch in his 3rd role ever? Well, now you do! And fittingly enough, the first scene in this is some completely ridiculous thing where this group of no-gooders wants to burn his board in a surf sacrifice. This is apparently supposed to appease some sort of higher being that will provide them with big waves. I'm not sure what deity this is supposed to appeal to. Chet, the god of pre-stardom slogs?
Virgin surfboard or virgin surfer? It's your choice. Would you get with the California swing, Beach? Virgin surfboard burning is a well-respected custom.
Come on, Beach. This is a perfectly acceptable reason to threaten someone's life.
Apparently the sacrifice works, because the waves are totally bitchin' the next day. After some time, Shawnee raises the flag, signaling it's time for surfers to come back in and make room for swimmers.
I'm not going in because of some squid-sucking lifeguard.
This guy is like the best generic asshole with a square-shaped head they've had on the show so far.
Who are you talking to, Pops? Hey, why don't you take the clue, Grandpa, and get your ugly elephant gun out of my water?
Hey, you guys, splash up! Take your boards out of the water and into the sand!
I can help, Shawnee. Ow!
But it turns out that Skunkhead is an old enemy of Eddie's.
Dun dun dun! Don't look at me, Shawnee!
On Lincoln, there's a bar called Labels. It's the kind of place we used to trash on a Friday night. Stop by sometime. Buy me a drink. In fact, buy me 3 years worth of drinks, because that's what you cost me.
Whoa, sudden mood whiplash. Hey buddy, how's it going? How's it going for me? Well, pretty awful.
All I got to say to you is see you in the next life. Yeah, now that I know the color of your shorts, you can't hide, pal!
You've been fortunate because I suffer from face blindness, but now that I know the color of your shorts, you're history.
Hey, Mitch, put these shorts on.
Hey, thanks, pal. Meanwhile, Craig is getting used to lawyering from home as Eddie continually annoys him. Craig is too wholesome and nice to say anything about Eddie's mooching, but wait until he gets into his Werther's Originals, then we'll see how nice he is.
I figure you'll get around to opening up to me.
Me too.
Can I borrow a cup of family from you?
I appreciate the double dose of Everybody Hates Eddie Baywatch, thanks a bunch. Slimo McMullet shows up at the Pomeroy place to slink around and stir things evilly. I'm not sure how he knew where Eddie was living, but we'll assume Eddie has a tag on him with his name and address in case he gets lost.
I'm warning you, Jimmy. You keep your face out of my life.
Or what? You gonna cry?
Up there, just a taste of things to come.
Good God, what's next? Nefarious vacuuming? Meanwhile, did someone ask what Trevor was doing? Oh, nothing. Just listening to his sweet boombox being Australian but rhythmic. He doesn't have time to enforce rules or whatever.
So, Lieutenant, you can take your procedures and shove them.
In case you're wondering about Mitch, he's gonna spend much of the episode being sweaty and disgusting. So Trevor's got a girlfriend now, I guess. She's also on Law and Order. Yeah, I don't watch Law and Order.
He likes me there. He says I make him feel young.
Young, huh? Well, I think you should be spending more time considering how you make me feel, like tonight.
Ugh, be still, my Australian but beating heart.
You let me check with...
Daddy? You're not jailbait, sweetheart. You don't need Daddy's consent.
Daddy, you remember Trevor, don't you?
Hello.
Oi, who knew girls came with baggage like family? Doesn't he know I'm on cereal boxes back home?
I got things on my mind.
Great. Let's hear about him.
Fuck Shorts and his gang decide to cause trouble for Eddie at work, which is good news for me. Look at David Spade, he's so into it.
You're worse than mimes. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Kramer, you're lucky I'm not your lieutenant. I'd drop kick you right out of here.
Do it, do it, do it! Eddie is suspended, and Captain Thorpe makes his feelings clear.
We don't have room for loners. We don't have room for hotheads. And I don't know why you didn't just fire it.
Eddie is such a lone wolf. Check out his smoldering eyes. Looks like it's time for him to do some serious thinking via montage.
Aw, I wish I could be as cool as Mitch.
That is some intense acid wash, let me tell you. Keep trying to sell us on this show. It is pretty comical. That's like trying to tell us David Spade is some intimidating oh wait. Aw no, Baywatch, no! No one ever wanted to see this.
Now that I've done some montage training, I'm ready for... Oh, he's beating me up again!
Looks like Eddie learned a valuable lesson from his suspension. This guy picks him up like he's a doll. What does he weigh, like 10 pounds? Eddie still doesn't want to tell anyone what's going on for some reason, even though there's no real reason to hide that the other guy is a dick. You probably could save everyone a lot of trouble if you weren't such a weenie, Eddie. But, is that Mitch in a stripy little boy's t-shirt carrying a mug of whoop-ass? Your burgers are so fire, pal. It turns out Eddie and Mullet Nuts were foster family bitch buddies who got into trouble together until Buzz Butkins decided to rob a liquor store and Eddie stopped him, landing him in juvenile hall for 3 years. This happened when they were 16. Remember, Eddie is still a teenager.
Time to hang up the gloves, champ.
Yeah, thanks for that condescending piece of fatherly advice, Craig.
Champ, good one, buddy.
Suspension's over.
What? While this is going on, this is Trevor.
Oh, Trevor, tell us another one.
Charming.
Hey, at least I'm not Eddie. Oh my god, that bow tie. I love this man. It turns out his girlfriend's dad invited him to the party to humiliate him because he's got a lifeguard prejudice.
I just wanted to show you what it would be like going out into society with a lifeguard on your arm.
Let me show you. Hey, Trevor.
Don't!
Gadzooks! Little did she know, getting into the water equals instant death. I'm pretty sure if you aren't a lifeguard and you go past standing water, you're in the forget how to swim zone. And then a magnificent underwear and socks dive from Trevor. Even though he rescues her, she ends up being taken to the hospital for secondary drowning, which is basically when you inhale seawater and the body responds by flushing out the lungs and drowning you in your own body fluid. So there's your fun fact for the day. Trevor didn't take her to the hospital to get that checked out, and in fact doesn't know what secondary drowning is, which would seem like something someone who lifeguards next to an ocean should know. Where the hell did he get certified? Must have passed his tests by being Australian but charming. Is the soundtrack trapped in a closet or something? It turns out the girlfriend was using Trevor to scare her dad so she could go to New York and model. This is all kind of out of nowhere because they didn't really do much with her. Boy, looks like I learned my lesson today about models. In hot and sweaty Mitchland, it turns out the lieutenant retest he was training for wasn't a physical exam, it was a written test. Or sing! Come on, guys, this is just cruel. Mitch has a hard enough time figuring out how many burgers he can eat in 1 hour. I'm pretty sure he thinks the lifesavers they use are just large, inflated versions of the candy.
I passed?
Look at the childlike wonder on his face. Can't fault him for that.
Everybody flunked. And since I can't run my beaches without lieutenants, I guess I'll have to grade on the curve.
Two highly unrealistic things happen next. The first is Shawnee asking Eddie to have some dinner with her. The second is Ratface and his goons trapping Eddie and Shawnee in their tower and attempting to burn them alive.
Stunt doubles, away! I grabbed you, counts as my save!
It's all yours.
Looks like the gloves are off, eh, champ?
You broke my collarbone.
Next time on Baywatch, more stupid kids and modern day pirates? Plus Shawnee and Eddie annoy each other. All that and more next time. Good! This episode is off to a great start. This must be the episode where Mitch uncovers an alternate reality where everyone has an evil counterpart. Though evil Newman still has a great package. Oh yeah, check out all of this sweet fan service.
What's this? $36 for donuts.
And they ate them without me, you sons of bitches! While Mitch is contemplating inflation on donuts, Garner lets him know about another missing persons report. Mitch is giving him a hard time because he believes pirates are involved. How dare he try and figure out why these people are going missing?
Once a cop, always a cop, huh?
He still is a cop, Mitch. What? But he works on the beach. It's so different.
And look here, why don't you do something about that beach? It'd be a much nicer place if you figure out how to get rid of all that sand and water. Get you some concrete, little asphalt. Pave that sucker over.
Looks like someone's getting sacrificed to Poseidon for his insolence. Meanwhile, Shawnee has run over Eddie's foot. Pfft, thank you, Baywatch.
This isn't so bad. One time I was run over by an ice cream truck and they had to replace my lungs.
The last episode, the two of them were ready to go out for dinner. This episode, they're just gonna bitch at each other.
You are lucky this is not...
I'm lucky?
What's going on in here? You talking about me?
He wasn't paying any attention.
From now on, you put her on one end of the beach and me on the other.
Fine with me.
Yeah.
The farther away, the better.
I'm really bored by this. See ya.
Okay, guys, bad news. It's another kid plot. You're gonna be seeing a lot of this.
Hey guys, wait up.
Here comes your geeky girlfriend.
One time at summer camp, I was a kid then. You were really creaming me.
So underage girlfriend here proposes that they all take a trip out on her dad's boat.
We're going fishing tomorrow. My dad told me to gas it up.
Wait, really? He sent his 12-year-old daughter to gas it up? That seems fairly irresponsible.
Hey Hobie, take my car to the gas station. I don't want you doing any drag racing before you do your homework though, alright you little scamp?
While Hobie goes to poop his Pampers or something, Mitch has other problems to deal with. Gail is moving to Ohio and wants to take Hobie with her, but Mitch is having none of it. Who will help him clean up his house or do his homework or teach him life lessons while walking down the beach?
Mom and Dad are fighting. Time to be irresponsible.
It's fun getting into trouble.
Oh god. Yeah, real fudging cute, guys. The kids proceed to go to an island while hitting dangerous levels of adorable and annoying.
Anyway, there I was, suspended 100 feet in the air, dangling from a rope over a rocky gorge.
Are you sure you're not making this up?
As sure as I'm standing here.
So wait, the show suddenly decided it was gonna be like action-adventure with hidden traps, pirates and stuff? I mean, I know this show got ridiculous, but it's the 5th episode, guys. Did you really run out of lifeguard stuff already?
This whole island reminds me of Predator. You ever see that?
Hey, leave me out of this. I'm on vacation here.
Hey, aren't you the same guy that walked out of Teen Wolf?
Man, they're hip. These kids are just so adorable with their stories about movies they saw, going on an adventure, and
dead body.
Yeah, they just stumble onto a corpse. Well played, Baywatch. Years of counseling, ahoy! On the Mitchter home front, Mr. Buchanan has hired the best lawyer/lifeguard he knows, Craig McGrannington.
Why are you dressed like that anyway? You're my lawyer. Shouldn't you be in a suit or something?
You put me on duty this afternoon.
Oh.
I'm hugely forgetful, but look, I'm the best parent for Hobie. Yeah, where is he anyway?
He's in the corner over there.
Mitch, that's just a lifeguard can with shorts on. You know things are off to a bad start when your custody meeting is interrupted with a call that your son and his friends are missing. Maybe if you didn't leave him unsupervised nearly 24/7, this wouldn't happen, Mitch.
You're acting like this whole thing is my fault here.
It is!
Says a vegetarian loser.
I'm not.
You just got Mitched, we're done.
Somebody's been here.
Let's look through their things.
They won that coffee can. I bet they were stolen.
Oh well, finders keepers. What are they gonna do? Murder us?
Anyway, their boat floats away because they're idiots and they're stuck. But who cares about corpses and pirate treasure? We've got a far more important subplot involving Shawnee and Eddie. She almost ran him over. Lifeguards don't need to pay attention to things.
Hey, what are you doing?
Luckily, I have the reflexes of a gazelle. Ow! Eddie want the keys? Eddie want the keys? Yoink! Aw, damn it! Give me my kid, you creep! Just doing my job, ma'am.
It's a perfect day on the beach, I must say. Oh, I agree, I must say.
After night falls, Shawnee and Eddie take a break from being petty assholes and find a couple of stranded tourists sleeping under a tower.
We were robbed. Our plane tickets, our money, our clothes, and somebody didn't want to buy traveler's checks.
Wow, that's pathetic. Way more pathetic than you, Eddie. Yeah, I think we found something to bond over. Let's go.
All right! Damn it, not again! How long until we can eat him?
You spend too much. Yeah, well, you drink too much. Your brother's a bum. Oh, yeah, well, your sister's a pig. They fight like that right in front of my brother and me. Like we're not even there.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Did you see that lizard down there?
Yeah, I'd like to order a large meat lover's pizza with extra pepperoni, sausage, and bacon, plus whatever other meat you have. And leave off the sauce and the crust. Yeah, I'm not gonna need it. So, do our characters interact, or...?
You ought to give it a break, Lieutenant. Yeah, give it a break. Give it a break and I'll go crazy. I'm sorry, man.
Did Craig talk him down by just staring creepily at him?
Hey, I wasn't sure what you wanted on the pizza, so I just got what I wanted.
Well, the kids have been out there for half a day and they're already blue lagooning it, so my hopes are not up. Oh look, the pirates are like 10 feet away. They didn't notice the fire going that whole time? But anyway, there's more corpses around, so have fun, kids!
We have to wake Clark up.
No, let him sleep.
We can leave him behind while we get away from the pirates. The next day, Movie Boy decides to write a message in a bottle so they can chuck it out to sea and hope someone finds it.
I've got a better arm.
Wow, there's your episode title, kids. I knew we should have ditched you!
They're around here somewhere. Let's go.
You've got to distract them.
Alright, take your top off. This pre-cut log is convenient.
We really appreciate what you're doing. It means an awful lot to us.
Hey, boss, let me just
The random mumbles of friendship. Wow, breaking up is hard to do. And that's the episode's lesson. Folks, I'd like to report a grave error on my part. In a previous episode, I said that Greg Barnett, stuntman extraordinaire, was playing Greg Barnett, aka Ship McBoatington here. But actually, his character's name is Jim Barnett. Jim, I have failed you all.
There they are!
Garner, we got smoke at 1 o'clock.
Check it out.
Thanks, wordless mustachioed pilot. Luckily, they find the kids just as the pirates are going after them. Hey look, I'm not telling them how to do their pirate jobs, but there's a helicopter with big letters spelling police on the side of it. Maybe call it a day and haul some ass.
Yeah, you'll never get caught now.
Perfect dubbing. And Garner just kills his pirate booty. Amazing. There are a number of ways they could take down the next guy, but Mitch decides upon leaping from the helicopter like a madman to fight him hand to hand, which I for one am thankful for. This is a job for Mitch Buchanan, or as the Germans call him, Mitch von Malibu!
Hobby!
Hey pal, my save.
Gail and I are going to work out this custody thing ourselves. No lawyers.
That's what I advise all my sane clients to do. That'll be $100.
You son of a bitch.
Next time on Baywatch, Captain Thorpe becomes a character again, plus more boring custody battle stuff. Also, there's some plot about a couple of thieves. Join us next time. Whoa, this episode immediately starts with Mitch running down the beach in an ill-fitting top and short shorts? But it's not my birthday. Mitch, did I ever tell you about when I first met my beautiful wife?
That's enough small talk. Time for an action scene.
I'll tell you right now, folks, if you're interested in seeing sexy Captain Thorpe, this is the episode for you.
My save, old man!
They rescue the couple that was flying in the plane, who will get into some decidedly wacky hijinks later. And by that I mean they won't.
I haven't felt this good in years.
I don't care.
About 15 years, to be exact.
I don't care.
Oh, you were great out there, Mitch.
I don't care.
Alright, so this is Captain Thorpe's midlife crisis episode. He misses being out there on the sand instead of in an office filing things or painting his toenails or whatever the hell it is he does. He asks Mitch to put him on the beach for a week so he can teach the rookies a thing or two, and by that I mean so he can hang out with all the cool kids and go to all the best parties, maybe smoke some doobies. Why not? It's not like he's got a job to do or anything.
While I'm on the sand, I'm just another lifeguard.
Sure thing.
Sir.
Sir.
We laugh.
Now is the time to get rid of him.
The couple from the plane are two in a long series of comical bit parts the show seemed to think were really hilarious. In this case, they're a couple of thieves who were trying to escape the country with their stolen cash and are now looking for the suitcase they stuffed it into. Feel free to fast forward through all of their scenes. Look at how tiny Mitch's Jeep is. It's like he's in a clown car.
Freaks.
Here we finally find out what Gail's job is, and that's a restaurant consultant. I can see how much more serious that is than lifeguarding.
I guess.
I have a newfound respect for your profession.
Yeah, well, it's not lifeguarding, but then...
And then again, it is a lot more useful in Ohio.
Restaurants don't exist in California. They just ship between a couple of buns and call it a burger.
You take that back, woman!
After last episode's incredible negligence on Mitch's part, they decided to work things out together because they're such a great team. Mitch will get Hobie during the summer, and Gail will get him the rest of the time. But because Gail is leaving early for work, she wants to take Hobie now.
I just finished summer school. I won't have any vacation on the beach.
I've only gotten into trouble twice for joyrides with friends. That's not nearly enough for this season.
I have 4 days to have a year's worth of fun. I'll stay at Clark's house tonight.
Oh man, now he's mad. I'll be sleeping on the couch for a week.
I remember what it's like to be a rookie. All that intense concentration. Nothing exists but you and the waterline.
Meanwhile, our two thieves have built some sort of contraption in the suitcase to make it float to the surface at the press of a button.
I wonder what went wrong.
You built it.
It's too bad we didn't take the time to look around, but how big can the ocean be?
I want my seaside villa. My luscious tan. My hot Latin lover. I won't give that up.
At last, here's my chance.
You know my surfer dude cap mysteriously vanished when you left.
I hated your surfer dude cat.
Hey, your ceramic duck.
Oh, it's funny how they both disappeared, huh?
Seems like everything I love is disappearing these days.
He's going to lose his son. But seriously, you can't just throw away someone's surfer dude cap. You better not get rid of my horsey horse or my 70s roller skates, that's all I've got to say.
You alright?
I broke your lifeguard mug. I burned your cap.
I cursed your duck.
Wow, we're horrible. Kiss me.
You smell like sweat and Big League Chew.
As anyone who's experienced a divorce knows, it can be confusing for children. So that means Mitch is in a whole mess of it right now. Luckily, he has a father figure he can talk to.
Problems don't go away because you went to bed. You're still divorced. The marriage is over. She's going to Ohio with Hobie.
You're giving me mixed signals, Craig. Are you saying we should get back together?
There's always something to watch on the sand.
Can we not spend such copious amounts of time staring at Captain Thorpe's balls? You know the rules, Shawnee. It's your turn to clean the shit bucket. What a hot piece of ass. Yes.
I'm sorry, sir.
You're so fired, you little dweeb.
Stupid kid. Stupid tree. Stupid wife. Please take me back.
Holding you last night, I thought maybe we were starting something.
I thought we were ending something.
Oh, you thought us having sex was getting back together?
I don't know how many hours I spent last night watching you sleep.
Or did you think that just because we made love, everything would be different?
No. No, but I thought...
That I'm not as noble and pure and good-hearted as the always perfect, always certain Mitch Buchanan. Well, unlike you, I am just a mere mortal.
Good. I'm glad we learned an important lesson today.
I've never been alone before. When I left my parents and moved in with Craig and...
Then Craig and I broke up, and I moved in with Gail.
Hey, Mitch, thanks for inviting me to hang out. I don't really have any friends here.
Shut up, Garner. Quit making it about you. As I was saying, that's when I moved in with the babysitter, Consuela.
Losing Cecilia Marie was the best thing that ever happened to me.
You know, I have been thinking about buying a mountain bike and hitting some trail.
Of course, every place I went, I kept thinking what it'd be like with Cecilia Marie there. And every new thing I tried, I wondered if Cecilia Marie had done it with somebody else.
Hey, maybe Eddie could go.
I don't know what's more depressing here, Garner's perpetual state of denial or Craig's suggestion that Mitch hang out with Eddie.
What do you mean you gotta go? What's wrong?
Now I feel alone. You guys are a drag.
Sandbony, yeah!
Almost got it. Ow! I caught my hair in the zipper. She's buried me. Help!
I was reading about Ohio, Dad. It's really sort of a neat place.
Damn you, Ohio!
I'm gonna miss you, Dad.
And I'm gonna miss your burgers.
But can Hobie leave his underage girlfriend for the exciting world of whatever Ohio is famous for?
What a drag. Tell me about it.
I love you too, honey. Whoa, is that cash? Later, Spazoid. I'm gonna buy all of NASCAR. Just as this is going on, a riptide moves in, endangering all of the beachgoers swimming after the money. Now is Sid's time to shine.
Killer Rip, Tower 21, backup requested.
It doesn't make sense that people don't go in the water when there's a rip.
They do when there's money floating in it.
I want money.
This is Baywatch headquarters, all available units. Rip at 21.
Sure, this seems like appropriate music for a life or death situation. Eddie to the rescue!
I'll save you, Captain.
Just let me die, you gorgeous boy. You did good, son. Hobie jumps in to save a little girl because why not recklessly endanger yet another character?
1, 2, 3, breathe. 1, 2, 3, breathe.
You know, you don't have to try so hard. You could just half-ass this performance and get paid the same. Just saying. Give me that. What are you doing?
By attempting a rescue without proper equipment and thus endangering your lives, you two have violated junior lifeguard regulations.
But that kid was drowning.
As your lieutenant, I'm afraid there's only one thing I can do. I'm recommending you both for official commendation.
You didn't say a word about me cramping up out there.
Forget it. I'd have done it for any lifeguard.
Consider yourself on report.
Captain Thorpe proceeds to almost murder and then help arrest the two thieves. Gail says that she has to do more traveling than expected and says Hobie should stay with Mitch. And thus, everyone got what they deserved. Especially Eddie. Next time on Baywatch, there's a comical new lifeguard. And Jill exists. Can she solve a murder while also getting romance next to the fireplace? Stay tuned. Finally, the Sandbony gets the plot it's always deserved. Oh, and I guess Jill is here too. Hope you guys are ready for some drowning pool. It's my prom all over again. Jill is starting her day off by feeding bread to bums. You know you're just making them less afraid of humans.
And half of a prune Danish.
You only gave him half? Harsh, woman. I like your style.
Inner tubes are against the rules, sir. He has to get out. If we wave down him, he'll drown.
Oh, what is his first time in the ocean?
Well, he does look like a giant baby. I guess I'd believe that. Simply drowning someone is so passé. This is 1989. So instead, a nefarious ocean-related scheme is underway. A scuba diver waits underwater for an old man with a heart condition because the ocean is so small and there's really no easier way to kill someone who's recently had heart surgery. Because Jill was distracted by the stupid old people, she doesn't get to the old man in time and he dies. Oi, time for this to get super serial.
Back it up. Give me a backboard.
I teleported. My Oh, he's dead. Yeah, that was totally Jill's fault. Way to fuck that one up. Even Numi's angelic touch can't save this fish food.
All right, they're ready to go. Get in.
Get in!
See how I yelled at the victim's family? Man, I'm good. Unlike Jill here. While Jill was playing old man babysitter, the drowning guy was spotted by Fred here. This sets up our meanwhile plot, which focuses on Fred wanting to be a lifeguard. Surprise! He's the comic relief guest star this week. He's played by Jeff Altman, who they apparently loved on Baywatch. So much so that over the course of the program, he plays no less than 5 different characters. Inexplicably, he gets more screen time than some people who end up in the opening credits.
Here, catch.
Ew, it broke my leg!
It was me. The lifeguard was me.
Listen to me.
There's certain things you keep to yourself, like dreams. A guy should keep his dreams to himself, all right?
That's what my foster father said when I told him about my Hamburglar dream. Everyone experiments when they're 7, okay?
Excuse me.
Yes?
Are you a lifeguard?
Yes, I am.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
You all right?
My head.
Seriously?
It's spinning.
No kidding.
I think I've been in the heat too long. Can you help me?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh.
And thus, the woman died because someone with absolutely no training should not attempt to impersonate a life-saving authority figure. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. I meant to say, add laugh track here.
Can you help me?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh, brother.
What a loser. Am I right, guys?
Eddie sucks!
Shut up!
Knowing Eddie will be out of town, Fred poses as him over the phone and ends up assigned to a tower. Damn it, Sid, you had one job! Not everyone can be as cool as Craig.
Statute 56 clearly states that flotation devices are not permitted to be used by novice swimmers. I'm sorry, pal, but those are the rules, and I gotta enforce them.
Okay, you won me over, Fred. He attempts a rescue and ends up almost drowning himself.
Impersonating a lifeguard is not a joke, it's a criminal offense.
Come on, nobody got hurt.
A guy nearly killed you for kissing his wife.
There was also that person who almost drowned, but mostly I'm upset over a makeout session that didn't involve me. And thus we learned an important lesson today. Never trust Eddie with anything.
Look, I'm sorry. So what are you gonna do? Turn me over to the cops, get my butt thrown in the slammer, force me to become a hardened criminal?
Yes.
Hey, Jill. Want to talk about how badly you did? I can give you some pointers on not letting someone die a horrible, preventable death.
Probably means Mr. Benton's only chance was me. And I blew it.
Yeah, you sure did.
I can handle it.
Hey guys, check out the antenna on this thing. I am talking to aliens.
They put a locker next to her labeled R.I.P. Aw, that's unfortunate. Everyone suddenly notices Jill exists, and they're trying to be nice to her, but she insists she's alright. But this walking on the beach somberly montage suggests otherwise.
Help! I'm drowning! Look behind you!
The coroner ruled that the man had a heart attack and drowned, but Jill finds something strange about how quickly he was out of her sight. Since everyone else seems to have closed the book on this case, it's time for her to do some sleuthing.
It just doesn't add up, and I'm gonna find out why.
Oh well, I'm gonna color some more. And fixed. Jill meets up with the dead man's yuppie son, Derek, after the funeral. The mood is tense, the flamingo is at half-mast, the suits are square. His mother has encased herself in a makeup cocoon. His cousin is behind her, and he looks like Benedict Cumberbatch if he were stung by a bee.
If I were you, I'd concentrate on questions concerning your competence.
Don't say anything more, Chuck. Or let our lawyers take care of it.
Yes, our lawyers.
When a wetsuit washes ashore, Garner finds out what shop it came from and a list of people who have bought that brand, including Derek McSnobbington. Garner says it's circumstantial, but Mitch wants to claim a half-save and figure this one out.
Mitchell, the guy died of a heart attack.
Ooh, pulling a Mitchell on him. Derek may or may not be a murderer, but we know he's guilty of one crime. He's a hit with the ladies. Jill is determined to find the killer now, using lifeguard dioramas to recreate the drowning. I'm not sure why she needed to create tiny towers and umbrellas for this, but I'm no amateur detective.
You think I had anything to do with it? I didn't.
Well, case closed. And Jill accepts his immediate invitation to go out. You know, generally when you're blamed for the death of someone's father and they bring up unasked that if you think they did it, they didn't, maybe approach any date proposals with caution.
No matter how many times you've seen it, it's always beautiful.
Especially when someone's drowning in it. Huh, now that Hobie's asleep, I can enjoy my late-night pizza. Oh no, Garner, now I'm gonna have to do work.
You could have at least ordered half with anchovies, half without anchovies.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now just sit down and stop bothering me. You get out the way.
Excuse me.
My butt got chewed good for asking questions about the Benton family.
Hey, let's not talk about chewing any butts, Garner. I'm straight. What? Nothing?
You're gloating. Mitchell, I hate it when you gloat. Your eyes pop out your head, your nose turns up funny.
So, are Mitch and Gardner undergoing a divorce too? They must be fighting over custody of Eddie, but neither one of them wants him. Anyway, it turns out the rich people are rich, which means Derek is going to get a lot more money now that his father is dead. Jill is too busy being seduced by a fireplace to come to this incredibly obvious conclusion. They bring this evidence to Derek and question him at Lifeguard HQ instead of, perhaps, in a police station, and he says his scuba gear was stolen. Jill defends him, seemingly having forgotten all about her trauma because he's just so darn cute.
You better have more to go on than a lot of wet assumptions.
Damn, that was a good pun. Well, looks like his defense is rock solid.
Maybe you shouldn't see him again until
Until he goes to prison? Listen, if I die of food poisoning, Derek did it. He's barbecuing.
Well, looks like it's time for me to tell heartwarming stories on a step outside somewhere.
Jill has been looking over tapes the old people filmed to try and find clues to the drowning, so naturally she shows one of the tapes to Derek and tells him all about it. Looks like someone's about to get food poisoning. As they're watching the tape, they see that Cousin Cucumber Patch was there, just as he's conveniently in the room.
The date was fun, Derek. Bye! I'll row this boat toward her. Ha 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 ha.
Ah, the damn fool. You never try to fight a lifeguard in their domain. She can summon the sea life. You are so getting your ass kicked by a couple of dolphins. Wait, why did she jump into the ocean? Who the hell tries to escape a murderer by swimming out to sea? But, he pulls the old fake drowning trick and now she's in trouble. If anything, this episode has proven exactly why Jill gets so little screen time.
Damn! Screaming underwater did nothing to help me win!
You're not out of the water yet, my save! Let's end this episode with an appropriate joke.
Fred? No. I'm telling you, man, you need help.
Next time on Baywatch, Trevor realizes he's Australian but incompetent, so he decides to do something about it. While this is going on, Craig and Gina try to make baby. Gadzooks!
There she is.
Well, now I'm just upset. Now we know Chucky's the villain. Thanks a lot, Baywatch casting department. Okay, just kidding. She's really under attack by Colonel Schrader. Same difference, really.
So remember to water the plants and clean the toilet and throw out all of your diapers and make sure you clean up any spit up after you burp.
Feed the dog.
You don't have a dog.
You're right.
Eddie abuse quota met. Episode over. So Gina and Craig have made the tragic mistake of leaving Eddie in charge of their place while they go out of town on an important mission, to make baby. Though why they would want a second child in their house at this point is beyond me.
They've left the room! That means they're gone forever! I've got to scoot on the carpet now!
Welcome to lifeguard tryouts.
Okay, unofficial Baywatch rule number 48. No one ever gives a shit about the rookies. If you think a rookie episode is anything other than an excuse for extra montage time, you are sorely mistaken. Make no mistake, people. Watching rookie episodes all the way through instantly shaves off years of your life.
Excuse me, sir, you forgot the part about walking on red-hot coals and wrestling the sharks.
I wrote that. Why does it say to give all the saves to Mitch? Oh, that's weird. Must have been some prankster. Whilst the audience is distracted by Trevor's junk, we're told that he was forced to be county certified after Mitch threw the suggestion out to one of his employers. But we all know Mitch's true motives. You make sure that little Hobie shit is never found, you understand? If there's anything Baywatch knows by now, it's how to pace an action scene. Well, thank God she just happened to be wearing a bathing suit under there. Good job. Looking hot out there. Call me. Everyone assumes the girl was one of the rookies because apparently you don't need to sign up and can just cheat. County certification. Eddie says she can rest up at headquarters, and jealousy is brewing? Meanwhile, Operation Make Baby is underway. Gina is upset because they have to wait a few hours for their room, and Craig says she's putting on too much pressure to make this a perfect weekend, hypnotizing her with his glassy eyes. The guy at the desk proceeds to jingle his keys at them, much like you would for a toddler, because apparently he was just a dick before and didn't want to let them into their room.
Think you're pretty hot stuff, don't you? Top of the class. We'll see about that.
Let's add this guy to the fabulous Baywatch hair list. His role in this is to basically be Trevor's Cobra Kai, if the Cobra Kai sensei was actually just a curmudgeonly lifeguard with really exacting standards, and if the Karate Kid were an Australian guy with a severe penchant for overcompensating. The coach also used to train Mitch, so you know something was horribly off with him from the start. You want your burger, you're gonna have to work for it.
Yeah, from Philly, day before spring tryouts.
What, did Eddie finally hit puberty or something?
Sounds like we're a lot alike.
Oh, so I guess she too is a short wiener constantly put into mortal danger through her own stupidity. Keeping with that theme, Eddie invites her to stay at Craig and Gina's.
While you were away, I invited a strange woman over with no identification or belongings. I also invited over this homeless grifter, a hitchhiker with a knife, and an evil clown.
Get out.
Special rule. All rookies have to have a partner of the opposite sex for the duration of training.
But I already have a partner. Sorry.
That's right. He doesn't have a silly accent.
Ooh, got him! Hop on, bitch. Garner is actually there to tell Mitch about the car left behind by the guy chasing the blonde girl, because he always informs him about criminal cases he's working on that have nothing to do with him. Garner has no friends, okay? It turns out White Shredder is this girl's ex and also a drug dealer. He orders his lackey, Vincent, to go kill her and any other guy she might be with. Yes, 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 find them!
Think I'd be a good father?
Uh-huh.
I think I'd be good. I know I would.
Uh-huh.
Don't you think so? Gina?
Uh-huh.
Gina?
I don't hate Grandma.
Who are you talking to?
You'd be a terrible father, Craig.
Kinda scared.
Me too.
Aquafresh, more than cavity protection, triple protection.
My friend's bedroom, it's around the corner. You can sleep in there.
You can't sleep in my room. My nightlight is in there.
Okay, he said you could use their room, not their clothes.
Rookie school?
I forgot all about it.
You forgot? How could you forget about rookie school? You're a rookie. That's what you came out here for, right?
I'm mind-blowingly moronic, okay?
That swim yesterday was fun and games. Now comes the hard part.
Good God, I love it. Now cook me dinner like it's the last dinner of your life. Damn it, Trevor, did you really need the hat? We know you're Australian, okay? Okay, guys, I'm not saying Baywatch is homoerotic, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Why is Trevor so eager to beat just this one guy? I mean, yeah, he's supposed to be the best, but Trevor is trying way too hard here. And that's 3. I'm done for the day. The show veers into after-school special territory when his perfectly made rival offers him steroids to get him through. Trevor is too cool for that. Steroids aren't gonna help him play the didgeridoo.
You want to wreck it, that's your problem.
You know, that really made me think. There's no thinking in rookie school. Get back in there and make some montages for me. Unfortunately for montage aficionados everywhere, training is cut short when Vincent accidentally snipes one of the rookies in the leg. Damn, it was almost like this was a dumb assassination plan. Seriously, there's a whole flock of lifeguards in training right next to her and Mitch has to go in and save her? My save, they knew it!
I'm tempted to cancel the program completely.
My God.
I was gonna steal you blind.
What? But I make such smart decisions!
She explains the whole situation to Eddie.
Said I wanted you out of my life.
Eddie, now isn't the time. She just said she was going to rob you.
But I still have a chance, right?
Huh, well, now you have the Eddie curse. In Making Baby Town, Craig and Gina are disturbed by loud guests at the hotel, so Craig goes to confront them naked because why not? They explain that because they have kids, they don't get many weekends away. Wow, you're right. Children are a horrible burden. I'm glad we dodged that bullet. Oh, a fireplace. You know what that means. Oh, my arm is on fire! Acting attack! People getting shot, dudes having massive steroid attacks. Mitch has got half a mind to shut the program down completely. But that's crazy talk. These are the best damn rookies we'll never see again. Trevor comes to Mitch to tell him about the steroids.
I want to resign from the program.
Resignation not accepted.
All of your past failures, including not reporting steroids and leading to someone's severe injury, have proven to me that you're the perfect lifeguard. Seeing as his old coach was providing the steroids, Mitch delivers the news personally that he's off the force. You can't fire me! I created you! Oh yeah? Well, I created the ham sandwich of justice. That makes too much sense! Hand in your badge and your lifeguard can. We heard there was some making out going on in here. Whatever. This is like the 6th attempt on Eddie's life this week.
You got the hots for this guy, don't you?
No.
Lifeguards, put your hands up! White Shredder knows Mitch's one weakness, though. Choose to go after him, or claim a save. While Mitch is rescuing the girl and Trevor is serving up a can of whoop-ass, Garner arrives just in time to needlessly tackle Schrader into the water.
Next time, call me before you go off chasing crooks, all right?
Promise.
You never keep that promise.
Of course I won't. We county lifeguards are men of action, aren't we?
Whoa, Mitch, save it for Baywatch nights. Hey, did Eddie raid Gina's closet too? Really now? Was a tiny men's t-shirt sporting a pug with angel wings on it ever in fashion? Anyway, since the girl is in witness protection now, she'll never see Eddie again. What a tragic romance cut short.
Hey, I have an outfit just like that.
Well, actually, I can't talk. I need privacy. Weekend isn't over till tomorrow.
They're gonna do it some more. Next time on Baywatch, Bryan Cranston inexplicably shows up. Meanwhile, Shawnee has an abusive boyfriend, and Hobie experiences more creepy underage sexual tension. Next time! So you're going to be seeing a lot of Bryan Cranston's crotch this episode, because like 95% of his screen time is just this. He's hosting a wedding party on his boat. Their first mistake was booking it on the SS Bride Killer. Oh man, my career is so over after this. Luckily, Trevor McBoomerang happens to be patrolling the beach. Oi, uncanny certified but incompetent! Meanwhile, Shawnee and Eddie talk dates, like girlfriends. Shawnee mentions her new boyfriend, Andrew, but Eddie totally plays it cool.
Goes to law school, big blue eyes, he's 6'3".
Hey, that guy was no more than 6 foot.
So you do remember him?
No. Oh, damn it, she's seen through my charade.
And he's upgraded to pull-ups.
Damn, he's good.
Shawnee plans to introduce her new fella to everyone else at Craig and Gina's party. Presumably, she'll fit the introduction in after story time, but before 7 when Craig goes to bed.
Yes!
Hold the phones, fellow young people. The party can finally start. Okay, I'm not crazy. This chick looks like a girl Eddie, doesn't she? Am I right?
Where's Frank?
Ah, boy, really? We're gonna pretend Jill has a life now or something? Get a room, you two! This is a respectable place! Quick, Jill, make out with me. We'll show them how to do it right. Back at Casa de Buchanan, Mitch is participating in his favorite activity, eating. Hobie says that Jenny, his creepy underage love interest, has been acting a little too clingy lately when she shows up to walk him to junior lifeguard practice. Go get some, pal. At Baywatch HQ, Shawnee is upset because Eddie kept making fun of her new boyfriend at the party.
I was just trying to make him feel like he was one of the guys.
By spraying him with a beer can?
Dick move, Eddie. I can only hope he accomplished this by comically failing to imitate Teen Wolf.
I wouldn't do anything to embarrass you.
Well, you exist, Eddie, so that's kind of an impossible promise. Out of the way, broski.
Tell me what you think about Andy.
He's a jerk, Shawnee. An arrogant bonehead and a patronizing stooge. That's what I think, okay?
Well, who asked you?
It seems that despite Eddie's incredible track record of being a clueless muttonhead, he's right on the money concerning Shawnee's guy friend. It seems Andrew has a dark side to him.
Kiss me and I'll let go.
Let go first.
Do you have a blackboard handy? I'll write Andy sorry 100 times. How about Andy loves Shawnee 1,000 times?
Hee hee, assault is adorable. But what about me, Shawnee?
Craig and Trevor are put together at a tower so they can share some bonding time. Trevor can tell him about koalas, Craig can knit him a festive sweater, you know, buddy things. Trevor tells Craig about the bride killer and his daring but incompetent rescue.
Wedding's off. We've got a date next week.
Wait, so this was happening before the couple actually got married? Don't they know it's bad luck to toss the bride overboard before the wedding? Craig decides to confront the boat owner himself about his drinking and endangering passengers.
They expect this baby to be humming from the time they get on to the time they get off.
It seems lifeguards don't have any jurisdiction concerning what this guy does on his boat. Oh, if only there were laws against driving under the influence, and Craig knew someone in law enforcement. But them's the breaks.
Whatever.
So Craig decides to take a boat out to lie in wait for the bride killer to go on the move again, planning to be there to report anything. Yes, because nearly drowning that woman didn't count. He encourages Mitch to come join him.
Well, what about the staff? I mean, I just can't abandon them.
Anybody care if Mitch spends afternoons on patrol?
Who? You sons of bitches! You know I hate working with Craig!
If you do.
I'll let him know you're looking for him.
Thanks.
Okie doke.
I hope I can grow up to be as cool as her one day. My dad trapped me in here. Help!
I love being a character. Shawnee has plans for the night, but Andrew wants her to spend time with him. Oh boy, a little too serious here. Here's Mitch as a clown.
I don't feel good, Eddie. Will you please just go away?
You weren't sick at all, you lying jerk!
That's when I started walking. I might have even started crawling for a while.
Lame! I know karate moves, man!
Hey look, it's the new kids on the block.
Oh, don't let them hurt me!
Dumb, blonde bimbo.
Yeah, way to support someone who's codependent on an abusive boyfriend, you asshole. Hey guys, ready to party? I'll come back later.
You believe that? Right in front of me. She kisses him and then she hugs him.
She could at least have the decency to do it in private.
Craig's solution is to stay out of it and hope for the best, letting it out he knows Eddie loves her. Because clearly you can only care about domestic abuse if you're in love with one of the parties.
What are you talking about?
Lawyer's hunch.
Thanks for being magnificently useless, Craig.
I don't think we should see each other anymore.
I don't understand. It's not like we're going steady or anything.
Please just stop this parade of creepiness, Baywatch. They're 12 or possibly 13.
Man, I really need to take a joyride and endanger someone's life right about now.
Hobie tries apologizing to Jenny, but she's already gotten with members-only jacket McCool Kid. Holy fuck, you cannot get any cooler than that. And that's the last time we see Jenny. Man oh man, was that a satisfying conclusion. After Shawnee and Andrew get into another fight, Shawnee inexplicably calls Weenie Boy over to spend the night. But Andrew's come back with a sweater or two to say. He tries to apologize, but Shawnee finally breaks it off. Oh yeah, I know how that goes. I had to break it off with this one chick because she wanted me to eat a vegan burger once. It was way disgusting.
That never happened, Dad.
You shut your pie hole, Hobie.
Yeah, you better run. Oh, I hope she doesn't smell the pee out here.
Meanwhile, the bride killer is still hard at work. Man, I love being an asswipe. Oh boy! Not only do we get a magnificent dive from Mitch, but we also get this spectacular view of Craig jumping in his socks. Man, this new Godzilla movie is really a letdown. Holy shit, really, Eddie? You have got to stop wearing that thing for serious dramatic scenes.
Breaking up is hard to do.
Really now? Got any more from your 1960s pop song repertoire? Shawnee says he's a great friend and she never would have gotten through this without him, despite the fact he called her a bimbo and the last time he saw her, he left her to cry in her apartment alone.
You're cute, too.
I really hate that word. Synonyms are okay.
Oh, shut up, Eddie. Next time on Baywatch, Craig and Mitch attempt to solve a series of murders. Meanwhile, Eddie acts like a huge weenie after getting his wisdom teeth pulled. Coming up, that's coming up. Quick! The year is 1989 and you're being polled. What do you love most about Baywatch? The top two results, of course, are lighthearted comedy plots for the whole family and lifeguards attempting to solve gritty murders. They're two great tastes that taste great together. Hence we have Cretin of the Shallows, a clever title which references both the plot about the murders and the one about Eddie being a worthless waste of space. Okay, seriously guys. Seriously. This is Baywatch. Seriously. I didn't edit that. This episode is really that comedically awkward in tone.
Oh, I wish people would stop slapping me. Bigfoot!
Oh shit, the Night Puncher rises! Eddie tries to tell Garner and Mitch about his encounter, but can't seem to find anything descriptive about him. He was painted up like freaking Skeletor. I think maybe that was a distinctive feature. I must punch the children! Cup of meat?
It's my wisdom teeth. They're in packet. They have to come out.
You went on night shift with a mouthful of bad teeth?
How many saves can you have when your teeth can't swim? You're off the force!
What?
That would be silly. Teeth can't swim. But seriously, you're fired. What gross negligence. Oi, someone else died of a steroid attack. I meant to tell you, but I was having hot sex with a Sheila. Good work, Trevor.
Eddie, please unlock this door or we're gonna be late.
I'm not going.
Can't make me don't wanna.
This is ridiculous. You're a grown man.
Nuh-uh, I'm a mere 18 years old. Give me a lollipop.
I hate pain. Bums me out.
Guys, this was really your heartthrob character? The lone wolf? The pug shirt with angel wings whiner who gets taken out in one punch? I can't possibly be the only one who wants to toss him in a garbage can. This reminds me of a long and boring story. When I was a kid, I used to sit on the stoop and feed pigeons.
Okay, I'll go.
Ever consider knee pads?
Knee pads are for wimps. Real men don't wear knee pads.
What, is the show training a replacement Eddie here? Your juggling tricks aren't enough to impress Shawnee, man. You've got to color a bimbo before she'll give you the time of day. Admittedly, though, you do seem to be her type. 4'0" and slightly beaver-shaped.
Daddy takes your teeth away.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
I'll take good care of you. Just tell me what you want.
Oh man, oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man! Okay, so for real, Eddie is so high from his dentist trip, he keeps having fantasies about Gina. This is what they decided to dedicate half of this episode to. Previously, Gina has been portrayed as sort of a surrogate mother figure for him, so I think this really speaks volumes about Eddie. This whole thing is so much better, though, if you pretend the Night Puncher knocked him out so hard he gave him a concussion. In the darkest of night, look out the window and peer into the vast emptiness, and there you'll see him, the Night Puncher, striking fear in the heart of man. Just when you feel you're safe, he's there, punching you in the face and running away. Your slight inconvenience is his triumph. Ha! You'll never catch me! Bride killer, take me away! They even reuse the same running on the beach shot from the first scene. Oh man. I wet the bed! Eddie was so high, he thinks that he and Gina really did have sex. Also because he's under the mistaken impression that he's desirable to women.
Ow! A piece of glass flew into my eye! I'll get the butter. She's going to try and cook me! No!
Meanwhile, Baywatch's 24-hour shift has been doubled due to Night Puncher watch.
Weapons?
Yeah, we're gonna need more than our good looks to defend ourselves out there tonight.
Good looks, that's a good one, Newman. Hey, did he just insult Newman? Get him! The Night Puncher seems to be exacting vengeance on this senator and anyone related to him due to his anti-skeleton laws. This woman tells the senator she's scared that they might be next. So of course, the next time we see her, she's walking her dog alone at night in the same area the Night Puncher has been stalking. I never saw it coming!
Do you think she'll be okay?
Eddie is still feeling guilty about his dream sex with Gina. Yikes, this is the worst time for one of Craig's fatherly talks. That'll guilt ya. He then asks Eddie to take Gina out to the grand opening of some hotel so they can dance together. In what world does a guy ask another man to take his wife dancing? Or better yet, who the hell goes to a grand opening of a hotel? Cue the hilarious montage of Eddie literally being insane. How many drugs did that dentist give him? Oi, I'm working at the club again for some reason. I'm Australian but inconsistent. Craig makes the connection that the murders are related to the senator, but Garner tells him to leave the police work up to him. Garner, have you not seen this show before?
I need to use your phone.
Who are you gonna call?
The police are convinced the murders are all unconnected coincidences. The murderer was described by at least 2 witnesses as having Skeletor face paint. I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume it's the same guy.
I saw your little admirer on the beach.
Jill got over finding a bloated corpse in the ocean pretty well. You'd think she'd at least take a day off or something. I love being a character.
You coming?
No. Where? Where?
Fighting crime is just too damn confusing. Thank God I'll never be a private investigator.
That's it. It's over. No more sneaking into my room and no more rolling around on my floor.
Rolling around on your what?
My floor.
What are you talking about?
You probably think I was too doped up to remember. Well, I remember plenty.
Wait a minute, just wait a minute. Does Eddie think Gina raped him? How many days has he been doped out of his mind? What is going on?
Play it cool, huh?
I'm the king of cool.
Craig is the king of cool. Said nobody ever. Craig goes to confront the senator, who he thinks is responsible for the murders. As he's calling him out, the Night Puncher strikes again. My save! My God, he shot the shrimp platter.
Not again! Somebody help! He's kidnapping my rapist!
I'll save you, honey! I found him, counts as mine! It turns out the Night Puncher was the son of a woman the senator had killed so he could buy the land and have the hotel built. Of course, someone kills your mom and you put on Halloween makeup and go around punching people. This is not the kind of lunatic, overreactive behavior I'd expect from Salmonius himself. Meanwhile, Eddie finds out that he is, in fact, still a virgin.
This is really embarrassing.
I think it's sweet.
Score 1 for Eddie!
Next time on Baywatch, Baywatch takes on a natural disaster. Meanwhile, Garner is immortal. Next time. Okay, folks, we've had a lot of laughs at the expense of this show, but I think it's time we sober up because this is a very dramatic episode of Baywatch. You might just cry like Eddie after finding out he was never in foster care after all. It was an elaborate prank by his cruel but hilarious parents. We begin with Craig and Gina having the world's tamest marital spat. The two of them are sent to visit Craig's parents, but Gina suggests they go someplace else, like New York, where she is from, as indicated by her t-shirt.
I would love to see you do something that wasn't all planned out. Do something spontaneous.
Oh, you want to see something spontaneous?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Meanwhile, Garner is gathering up homeless people for a sick collection. Also because there's a tropical storm on the way. Mitch provides support in the most condescending manner possible.
Try and keep your feet dry. I wouldn't want you catching a cold.
That was a good one. He should know to leave these things to lifeguards from now on.
Unfortunately for Garner, he ventures to the one place no one is safe.
The Death Pier. Damn you, Death Pier!
How the hell does this work? He was shot so hard his hat flew off?
You jerk, you had to go and kill a cop.
Mild words, all things considered. You know, Mitch, now is probably not the time to have people working on your roof.
I don't care what it takes, how many lives it costs. You install my satellite dish.
Let's check in on Garner. While Mitch and Craig do one last patrol to make sure everyone is off the beach, Craig expresses his concern over Gina thinking he can't be spontaneous. Just last episode, he crashed a party to accuse a senator of murder. Yeah, I think he can be spontaneous sometimes. Mitch, however, agrees with Gina's assessment.
It's just that some people have got a deep-seated psychological need to always be in control.
Now buckle up and listen to my problems. Do you think I can trade Hobie for another kid at the adoption agency?
You didn't think we'd rest until we found you, did you, Henry?
Sure hope you got something to eat back there.
Leave them.
Meanwhile, Gina has decided to have an unofficial hurricane party. As you do. I want that jacket. Eddie has taken it upon himself to provide the entertainment.
The Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, Tweety and Sylvester.
I thought we were supposed to rent scary movies!
Gina takes this opportunity to air her grievances with Craig.
You know the dumb part? We really weren't fighting about anything.
You don't have to go on, Gina.
No, it's no big deal.
Don't you see I don't care?
Upon realizing she can either spend the night with her husband or spend an evening watching Tweety Bird with Eddie and Shawnee, Gina goes to make up with Craig.
Married people can be really weird.
I don't know. You're not married and you're really weird.
Ew! I've never done anything to deserve this!
Hide my burgers! The homeless are coming!
Everybody off the beach?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mitch gets a call from Hobie, and they're somehow surprised one of the roofers fell and injured himself. Why are they working in a storm nearly classified as a hurricane? Not only should they have a sense of self-preservation, but why did Mitch tell them to keep working? He's a professional, life-saving individual. Meanwhile, good God, how many hours has Garner been face down in the water? How is he still alive? Ah, they got us! Meanwhile, Captain Thorpe has some stupid subplot about auditioning for a job at a radio station. But uh-oh, Trevor's auditioning too! There's a severely dangerous tropical storm outside. Day 6 of Garner's tropical storm adventure, he finally manages to stay conscious long enough to use the radio. Unfortunately, he doesn't get through to anyone.
Meanwhile, you might notice this is a very meanwhile episode. Shawnee and Eddie are enjoying this super hurricane party. Thanks for the invite, Gina. When they get to talking about first kisses and romance.
I've made a huge mistake.
I talked Jill into coming to the party. Did you talk to Eddie and Shawnee?
There's a tropical storm! Someone get some priorities! But they aren't getting to that party because the fugitives who shot Garner were taken in with the homeless folks.
This is the Baywatch lifeguard headquarters.
I'll show you to try and be a character! Alright, you guys had a perfectly legit plot that fits in with your lifeguard theme. You didn't need to add 2 fugitives to the mix. This is like the 8th time in 11 episodes that they've had to stop a murderer. This is not what lifeguards do. Luckily for Jill, though, Craig is there with his disappointed father's scolding voice. Hey! But the fugitives have the upper hand and everyone's stuck there. How will they get to their hurricane party now?
Is this some sort of stick-up or something?
Yeah, that's right. We couldn't decide whether to rob a bank or a lifeguard station, you sand for brains.
Okay, that was kind of funny. Points to Baywatch. 8 months, 3 days into Garner's tropical storm adventure, he manages to stumble toward a lifeguard tower. He shoots his way inside and calls into headquarters. Mitch tips him off that the fugitives are there, so basically, Garner is their only hope. They should rename this episode Garner is the Terminator and maybe there's a storm involved.
These characters are real bad news.
I think once you discover someone has shot your friend, they're beyond the character stage, Mitch. While this is going on, Eddie and Shawnee are unaware of the danger. Eddie looks like Steve from Blue's Clues. He is also unable to feed himself unless Gina is there, but Shawnee offers to make him something. She's acting like his mother. Now we know he's got the hots for her.
That kiss kind of surprised me.
I guess it kind of surprised me too.
Oh god, please not a sex scene. Oh, good, it's just a montage. Yeah, this isn't out of place or anything. Damn it, it's a sex scene. Meanwhile, Hobie hangs out with the chick from The Wizard. Well, he got over what's-her-face pretty quick. Anyway, this girl is never seen in the show again.
These boys won't give you any problems as long as I have a little collateral with me. Now, where you boys?
I'll go with you.
Oh, thank you. But you're not even my second choice.
Hey, I'd be a wonderful second choice. And for the second time in 2 weeks, a killer attempts to take Gina hostage. Damn, Baywatch. Before things can go too far, they're interrupted when one of the windows shatters. 3 years and 6 months into Garner's tropical storm adventure, he amazingly still hasn't bled to death. Nay, it seems the closer to death he should be, the stronger he becomes. He manages to cut off the power to the emergency generator, and then, ignoring the gun we previously saw him use, chooses to fight one of the fugitives in hand-to-hand combat. At this point, Jill should be able to jump in and give him a hand. But no, Garner waits to take out the other guy too. This one's personal. Amazing. I talked to you, my save. Next time on Baywatch, Mitch and Craig fight over a girl. Meanwhile, Eddie suffers more bodily harm. See ya. It has been a lifetime since we've had a plot centered around Mitch von Malibu. So why not rectify that with a really cliche stock plot? Haha, got you. Every plot on Baywatch is a stock plot. Immediately, we're in a montage. Immediately. Ah, the 80s. Back then, the beach used to be so dark and poorly shot. Knew me sighting. Knew me sighting. Back in the early seasons, that was like spotting Bigfoot. Craig, I'm so happy to have you as my best friend, and I love burgers so much. Meanwhile, Eddie is on duty with this lifeguard we've previously not been introduced to. But he's totally always been there, guys.
Nice. Car or the girl?
Both. Car. I mean both. I said both.
But that guy actually was talking about the car, which he tips off to his friend so he can steal it.
Gee, Mitch, I can't wait to train for that boat race together.
Me too, best friend. See you there, mustache, chest hair. You may recognize Chest Hair from his amazing role as the original Mr. Fantastic. Meanwhile, Eddie and his totally best friend, this guy, are talking about their first times.
14. How about you?
The first time?
Yeah.
10.
No way.
But they aren't actually talking about underage sex, they're talking about driving! Guess you gotta wait to listen in on someone else's pedophilia story, Shawnee.
How silly of me to think that for the first time in weeks you might be talking about something more interesting than cars.
So you were hoping they were talking about kid sex?
Going out there, we're starving. Don't worry, my assistant is basting away.
Best scene in season 1, I have decided. What the hell was that voice? Does he think cooks are all upper-class Englishmen?
Hey, Mitch, have you ever heard of girls? They can turn even the most ordinary party into something special, you know?
Chill out, they'll be here. The party hasn't even started yet.
I can never get enough of Mitch desperately trying to hold on to his youth. I totally stole my parents' beer for this! Woo! We can also add another stupid nickname onto Hobie's list.
Hey, Hobie Meister.
Anywho, it turns out Mustache invited their old friend Allison to their reunion party. That's my name! I must be her!
I never thought you were going to marry Gail. I thought you were going to marry Allison.
Yeah, but then stupid Hobie happened and I had to marry her. You hear that, Hobie? You ruined my life! It turns out Mitch stole Allison away from Craig 12 years ago, something that led to a huge falling out, which I guess still means something despite both of them being friends and having gotten married since. Of which one marriage is still going. I love you, Gina. You were my second choice. And wait, 12 years ago, if Hobie is 12, then... Did Mitch knock Gail up, steal his best friend's girlfriend, and then marry her later? What is the sequence of events here? Gina is out of town with her folks for this episode, which makes things convenient, since otherwise Craig might look like kind of a jackass for fighting over a girl while his wife is still around.
And hi!
I don't remember your name, despite you being the most important person in my life who we just now mentioned. Hobie, get the burgers.
Craig.
Allison.
I remembered her name, Mitch. Hobie, get the burgers now! And for some reason, the music guy decided the dialogue in the party scene was not important. I'm just gonna assume Mitch was talking about a food of some sort. Speaking of best friends...
This car's for me? I don't even know how to drive!
That's right, and it's not stolen.
What?
Get in! Ah, fireplace going in the middle of the day. Mitch, you sly dog. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want a stupid Eddie and Shawnee car washing montage instead? Well, here you go!
Boobs.
He tells Trevor about his new car, finding out that not only is he Australian but incompetent, but he also knows cars. But mostly his takeaway is that he's Australian.
Thought you guys knew we're koalas and kangaroos.
Oi, I'm Australian. Also, your car's stolen, mate.
Morning!
Hang on, Craig. I gotta make out in front of you some room. Craig is upset because Mitch totally ditched him to hang out with his 12 years ago girlfriend. Thus, he had no one to share heartwarming stories with.
Don't cheat on tests!
I'm younger and cooler than you.
Drink your milk!
Your hair looks stupid!
Respect your parents!
Hey, does someone need oiling up here?
Did it ever occur to you that Mitch might have done you a favor with Allison?
Like the one Brutus did Caesar?
Et tu, Mitch?
And third montage this episode. Short running time confirmed. Upon realizing two fully grown men are fighting over her, Allison takes off to presumably start a series where she reviews episodes of Baywatch.
I'm sorry about Allison. I don't know what I was thinking. Inviting her here was a mistake.
Damn right, mustache! After Eddie confronts his friend about the stolen car, he offers him his money back, the car, and a job in exchange for keeping his mouth shut. Not only is the stealing thing illegal, but I'm pretty sure they'd be breaking child labor laws by hiring Eddie.
Well, I am stupid!
Thus begins Eddie's foray into the seedy underworld of lifeguard crime. But it turns out, in a shockingly competent move, Eddie was working with the cops the whole time. Every damn week! This is nothing that the power of friendship can't solve. Take to the sea! Beating up that guy really put things into perspective, huh, Mitch?
Whatever, old man.
But wait! Will they win the boat race and get in another montage before the episode is over?
Sunblock is for the weak!
After stopping for like 2 days to argue again, Mitch and Craig resolve their differences just in time to book it to the finish. As per main character rules, they are the winners.
My save, bitches!
Next time on Baywatch, Eddie and Shawnee are trapped underwater. Meanwhile, Jill and Trevor form the dream team to try and win a volleyball match. Hot diggity! Thanks for starting out with that nightmare-fueled Baywatch. Look at how filthy his hands are. Filthy, filthy clown hands. To keep this horrific theme going, the crux of this episode is an attempt to save...
the Death Pier.
The pier is going to be destroyed, saving thousands of lives in the process. But some tree-hugging pier hippies are raising money to save it, which they've placed in a 20,000-pound armored car. In the fashion of true Baywatch double entendre, this episode is named Armored Car. For some reason, personalized pictures of people with the 100 grand is a selling point of this fundraiser.
Yeah!
That's my son.
Sexual harassment makes me proud of my good-for-nothing son. To make sure the pier is stable under the weight of the car, someone has been sent to check underneath. And by check, I mean hit stuff with a crowbar for a while and hope the exact thing he's checking for doesn't happen.
You aren't getting this save, old man. I'm the greatest dad ever!
And so Joe Construction lived a long and happy life, now able to go to his daughter's graduation, see the birth of his grandchildren, and retire to a rest home in Florida. As he looks out the window 20 years later, he recalls the day everything almost ended. Life is so fleeting. In an instant, it could be snuffed. Oi, Jill, you want to team up for a volleyball match? I'm retired from professional volleyball, Trevor! You can be a real character. At last my time has come! And thus we get the most character development you will ever see from Jill, because she and Trevor are going up against her old partner, who she used to date until he had an affair. By the way, she used to be a professional volleyball player, which was totally a thing before now. Coincidentally, helping Jill in this volleyball match is the most significant thing Trevor ever does, outside of being Australian. Here's Jill slapping Mitch for no reason.
Hi.
Oh! Meanwhile, Shawnee wants to go away with Eddie somewhere, but he reveals he's going on a guys-only trip. The only man to turn down a getaway with his girlfriend to go hang out in a sausage fest, ladies and gentlemen.
I brought Mario 3, everyone!
By the way, apparently Eddie and Shawnee are together now?
Now I'm gonna go into an all-boys zone, Shawnee, so you can't come.
Oi, now it's a no-pants zone.
Cock-blocked!
Shawnee, come on. Hey!
Well, alone again. Meanwhile, at the wait, really? This is still going? No one investigated to see if there was a reason the guy fell?
I worked in this pier every day of my life. The floor has never given away in me once.
I've also never been to China, so I'm fairly certain it doesn't exist. Fun fact, about 1/4 of this episode is padded out by putting all of the volleyball montages in slow motion. So if you've got something long and tedious to do, for instance, you've got some grapes to ferment or something, now's the portion of the episode to do it, because you are not gonna miss a damn thing. There are more balls being hit here than a weekend out with Eddie. Apparently, Eddie and Shawnee's fight was resolved off-screen, and they decided to go play carnival games together. Eddie listens to his radio while soaking his mime shirt in Twinkie sweat.
Marksman? Yes!
Shawnee gets pissed and leaves. They've been a couple for, what, a day, and they're already fighting? I'm pretty sure Punch and Judy did better than that. Meanwhile, at the Death Pier, a woman is having her daughter take a picture with the money.
Big smile. Come on. Sometimes I'm glad I was an orphan.
Liar.
Much to the surprise of no one, the pier gives way at just the wrong time, trapping the girl in the car. But if it has no precedent, it's just not possible. Looks like it's up to Eddie now, a sentence someone in danger never wants to hear.
Looks like my years of hiding in the cupboard have finally paid off.
I can't reach her.
How can he not reach her? He's all the way inside. There is nothing holding him back. In a terribly contrived rescue attempt, the little girl uses Shawnee and Eddie as a human jungle gym, which gets the little girl out but sends the two of them over the edge.
I'll see you two in hell. Death Pier bag's another one.
It's Eddie though, so who fucking cares? The most important thing now is whether or not Jill will win that volleyball match. And she's hurt her arm while attempting to be significant in any way. What does this mean for her pride and the money Trevor wants to win so he can buy didgeridoos and blow?
Oi, this would be pretty lame if it were paired up with a much more interesting and time-sensitive story.
I want him to know that I quit because I didn't want to play anymore. Without him.
You're gonna ruin your shoulder to prove a point. He's not worth it, Jill. You know what the truth is. And that's all that counts, right?
Oh, I guess things haven't changed. Thanks, Joe. I know just where to spend the money.
He's an asshole. This is worth ruining my shoulder.
Oi. It's kind of romantic.
What?
We're alone, wet, swimming in muddy.
And I already spent most of my life alone and wet anyway, so this isn't that big of a deal.
Shut up, Eddie.
Will you adopt me? Would you be mad if I said I peed?
Yes.
Oh, well, I peed. And so I said, I said $6 for a box of Raisinets. I don't think so. I don't care how good this movie
Anyway, they managed to get the car out of the water, but can they save this poor child's life?
I peed myself.
Looks like another job well done for me.
But wait, what about the volleyball game? And let that be an important lesson to you. Always listen to your pride. You will succeed.
So do you like to travel?
Not getting laid.
Whap. Next time on Baywatch, the coolest character finally arrives at Baywatch. Meanwhile, Shawnee and Jill take a stand against questionable sandwiches. Hooah! You know, up until this point, I thought, Baywatch is good, but I really think it's lacking a dicey outsider in a cowboy hat. But lucky for me, all that's about to change. Look out, world! The barrier between headgeared and non-headgeared characters is about to shatter. This is John D. Cort, an old friend of Mitch's from the Navy SEALs. I don't remember if they say what the D stands for, so let's just assume it's debonair. He's a bad boy, but relatably so. No visible tattoos or scars, perfect teeth, t-shirt 2 sizes too small. Look at him getting into bar fights. He seems like perfect lifeguard material.
Help! My son is drowning!
I got it, ma'am. And so our hero bravely steals someone's motorcycle and rides away with the guy's girlfriend. What a dreamboat! Cort decides to take a joyride on the beach, something Mitch ignores completely until things get personal.
under lifeguard arrest for being mean to me.
You stole his motorcycle.
No, we borrowed it, all right? Now Melinda's gonna return it. Sell it, I can't remember which.
In that case, I won't report you to the authorities. When can you start being a lifeguard again?
All right.
Meanwhile, Shawnee is upset over a terrible sandwich she bought. I shit you not, questionable sandwiches is a real side story here. If you weren't sure they were running out of ideas, just remember that someone sat down and thought, hey, you know what's worth dedicating half of an episode to? Keeping with the tradition of only being relegated to horribly trivial B-plots, Jill helps Shawnee in her quest to drive out substandard beach concessions. Okay, so I think it's pretty much been established that Cort is awesome. So the first thing he does after going on lifeguard duty is begin his attempts to systematically eliminate Eddie. Now let's see what level of overreaction Eddie comes up with.
That one's free, but the next one will cost you. I'm John D. Cort. What's your name?
Aren't you afraid of my manly strength?
That's cute. Let me buy you an ice cream cone.
Okay.
Attaboy, champ. That's why they call me John Douchebag Cort.
So then I did like 3 karate chops on him. He went down like a pussy.
Shut up, Eddie!
The guy trashed my locker. He's lucky I didn't kill him.
Well, who doesn't have a few bodies stuffed in their locker?
What?
Nothing. I love how everyone's pretty much overlooking the fact that Cort is a huge asshole just to make Eddie look like a pathetic wiener.
Well, I think you ought to give him a break.
He hasn't broken that many laws, Eddie. Quit being such a wet blanket. Did you hear my theme? I'm so lovable.
So why don't you go take your little boyfriend for a walk then, huh?
The perfect lifeguard!
It's not the way we do things around here, man. But it is effective.
Thanks for that contribution, Eddie. Cort working out in a Speedo montage. But can he work out on the tower too? Now he's running with a dog for some reason. So Cort ropes another old buddy of theirs into helping him on one of his latest jobs, diving for some crates that have been imported there illegally. This is apparently the type of thing he just does, and Mitch and everyone else treats him like a lovable scamp. Let me remind you, Mitch works closely with the police on a regular basis. The show unironically presents Cort as a man who constantly breaks the law, travels the world on a whim, and once seduced a princess while on a Navy SEAL mission. There's a point where Baywatch stopped caring and just did whatever. And unfortunately for Buddy Guy here, he's an old friend without main character status. Cort goes to Mitch and Garner for help. He is not arrested, and Mitch doesn't seem fazed by his old friend being dead now.
I didn't have any scenes with him. Doesn't matter.
Seen here, Mitch, Cort, and Dead meet during their boy band phase. Mitch was the misunderstood one.
Make sure Captain Thorpe was on the phone with some honcho
Before barging in and dropping a live lobster on his desk.
Now is the perfect time for old prank stories.
I've decided to be friends with you now for no reason.
Our friend is dead. Now things are personal, and Cort makes it his mission to find out who set him up and killed What's-His-Face. So of course, he brings Eddie along just in case he needs a meat shield.
I'm too young to die. I'm a mere 18 years old.
Adorable.
Take me seriously.
Not that I'm questioning Baywatch logic, but why haven't the police investigated this area yet? A man exploded! Speaking of which, sandwiches are explosively delicious, and Shawnee and Jill's plan to take over the questionable sandwich market has been a rousing success. In fact, Jill has actually become a Jill sandwich.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. But my god, the stakes are up when Trevor tries to steal one.
Well, I don't have any money on me, all right?
And then he awkwardly walks away. And that's Trevor's honest-to-goodness exit from the show. He's never seen or mentioned again, apparently so jilted by his sandwich rejection that he just kept walking into the sunset. And so, let us take a moment to remember our fallen sandwich Trevor. He was just too good for this world.
saying I love showing off my nipples?
I got a date.
Now,
Yeah, she works till 1.
someone's trying to kill you and you're going out on a date.
That's why they call me John Dateable Cort. I'm handsome. Well, you got me there. Lucky for me, that 1 second was more like 3. That's why they call me John Dodge Cort. It turns out all of this was orchestrated by a Navy SEAL who broke orders on a mission and ended up accidentally killing 2 divers. Cort testified against him and got him kicked out, which was no bueno. Presumably, he showed up in the courtroom on a motorcycle, dipped the judge into a kiss, and sang his testimony. Now that this information is out in the open, the killer gives Cort a call on his lightly exploded phone.
So I guess it's just you and me now that Sam's dead, huh?
Grand, you were one sick puppy.
And the sandwich race is unfortunately thrown back to questionable vendor when he gets women in bikinis to help him sell. Women in bikinis? You can't see that at the beach. Give me 20 sandwiches. The battle was long, hard, and pointless. This will be a day remembered in the history books. Cort meets up with Psycho Seal, only to find he's brought a knife to an explosion fight. Luckily, Garner helpfully drops Mitch and Eddie off because that's what police do.
I got one!
I held him, counts as mine! But shut up, Eddie! It seems the culprit has been caught, until they realize the episode hasn't met its explosion quota yet. Good luck, Eddie! Next time on Baywatch, Craig, Eddie, and Cort go to Mexico. Meanwhile, I don't know, some stupid thing about Captain Thorpe. Hasta luego!
That'll be $3, please.
You're not serious.
Cash only.
Well, what happened to the lifeguard discount?
Sorry.
Well, I don't have any money on me, all right?
Say, do you enjoy Hobie's creepy romantic subplots? You're in luck! That's one of the B-plots this episode. But as an added creepy twist, a Christ, this time he's lusting after Shawnee.
A challenger! I shall defend my fair maiden's honor!
Baywatch would like to take the time to remind you that Craig is a lawyer, and balancing lawyering and lifeguarding is hard, even when you work from home. But wait! He can't go to his meeting until he finishes this important task.
Hey guys, I got something on my fishing line. I don't know what it is.
Let's check it out.
Meanwhile, Eddie drowns to death after chasing a frisbee into the ocean. Oh, by the way, he found a bomb.
This is a job for trained professionals, not a couple of lifeguards. I'll call the bomb squad, they'll come out and they'll cordon off the beach.
Fired!
No, my Dr. Scholes was in there!
And immediately, corpses of sea life fall upon all of the beachgoers, raining down a horrific display of negligence.
I need a vacation.
Aw, that's the title! Almost. Okay, so the main focus of this episode is Cort, Craig, and Eddie taking a vacation to Mexico. I'm sure Cort invited Eddie because he couldn't find a babysitter last minute. So yes, the show is already bored of itself and thus taking a vacation elsewhere. Shawnee wants to make sure Eddie brings her back all of the stereotypical souvenirs he can.
Don't forget my sombrero. It is going to look so great on the wall.
Fine.
And a poncho would be nice. And if you find any turquoise earrings, will you buy those too?
Shawn.
I don't know what any of those words mean!
Nice lipstick.
It's lip smackers, idiot!
Well, what about your schedule?
I pushed my court date back a week.
That murder trial can wait. Meanwhile...
Isn't this great? Nice quiet night, roaring fireplace, friendly game of checkers between father and son. You know,
This is what family life is all about.
Whoa, 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 I just noticed. Mitch's couch is a boat? Captain Thorpe shows up because his wife kicked him out. Shut up, Captain Thorpe. Nobody cares about your subplots. Hang on, I'm not sure which country they went to. Let's try this again. As you might have surmised, this road trip is going to go from bad to worse really quickly, as per TV road trip rules. Though you can't say it wasn't mostly their fault, since they begin by immediately getting lost, a problem which Cort solves by throwing away the map.
Some places you have to find without a map.
For instance, Brigadude, or Space. That's why they call me John Directions Cort. Remind us what the plot is, montage song. The stunt doubles seem to be surfing pretty well, but things take a sour turn once again when Craig's Jeep is stolen.
At least they left our clothes.
Thanks, ADR Eddie, explaining in post why you're wearing normal outfits later. Back at Casa de Burger, Captain Thorpe is being overly controlling, scheduling everything, and generally being a buzzkill.
Dad, we've got to get rid of him.
Permanently.
I don't know, Hobie. That seems a little drastic.
Leave it to me. A little poison in his milk, it'll be undetectable during the autopsy. Get the tarp ready and I'll meet you out back in 10.
Alright, so I was face to face with this jaguar, right? And I'm thinking, man, this meat thong was a bad idea. In retrospect, it was a great idea, because I gave it to him, and me and the jaguar became pals. I rode him straight to town, free-balling the whole way.
That's great. That reminds me of a heartwarming story where I murder you.
Somebody change me!
The biggest issue Mitch seems to have with Captain Thorpe living with him isn't so much the intrusive planning as the fact he's cooking him gross food. Mitch apparently lacks the skill most 38-year-olds have of being able to make meals of his own. There's no meat in here! How do you cook cereal?
What do you say we sneak out around 6:50, change into some dancing duds, and hit the discos?
You know, I'm really glad we get another midlife crisis episode for Captain Thorpe. I wasn't sure everything was explored yet, but Baywatch is thoroughly examining every inch of this issue. Just how phallic will his new car be? I need to know!
Now I want to see how it is from the best lifeguard.
I am? Really?
Ah, so it's TV back to the Old West Mexico.
If anybody in this town can help us out, it's Miguel.
Oh, Tremors Miguel. Yeah, that's the normal response anyone gives when they see Eddie. Okay, so this episode is basically Three Amigos if they played it straight. Or really any movie that takes place in Mexico. You've got the town in fear, the one damsel/romantic interest, and three white idiots that have to save them. Time for a bar fight. It's Cort's second episode, and he's in yet another bar fight. It even starts with the same beer mug block as the last one. Maybe this needs a little explanation. If it wasn't clear by now, NBC and the studio behind Baywatch had conflicting ideas about what the show should be. No one was sure if it should be action-oriented or character-focused, and NBC was certain after 3 episodes that the premise could not possibly sustain itself. Action seemed to win out most of the time, hence episodes like this where lifeguarding is relegated to background plots. This is a hilarious episode, however, if you enjoy seeing Eddie get the crap beaten out of him. Our heroes lose horribly, and the audience has a good laugh. It turns out the jerks at the bar were the ones who stole Craig's Jeep, and they run the town. The town, fearful of the backlash for harboring known morons, try to get our trio to leave. While the townspeople seem to be implying that their families could be murdered, Craig lays out his plan.
He's a cheap crook, and when I see him, I'm gonna tell him. He's gonna listen to reason.
If I tell him he stole my Jeep, he'll listen to reason. I'm a lawyer.
Craig opts to go alone, because if the 3 of them lost, the one of him will surely win. He eats some Werthers and his muscles explode like Popeye. Look at these dudes, they're cooking chicken on a fence. That is badass. Also unsanitary.
You see, this is my Jeep, and you probably didn't know that when you took it.
Yeah, you're right. That changes everything.
Uncomfortable scene of Hobie hanging out with Shawnee. So not only did they decide to include a creepy romantic subplot with Hobie again, but Hobie is straight up trying to steal another guy's girlfriend. Granted, it's Eddie and he's got the emotional maturity of a peanut, but still...
Hobie?
Man, this Baylock movie is great! Mitch, I had an epiphany. That's great, Captain. Get out.
I'm glad you kissed me. You know, some people go through their whole lives never having anyone ever fall in love with them. But I have 2 people. I think that's pretty special.
Okay, it doesn't matter if she's humoring him or they're playing this straight. Just stop. Stop right now, Baywatch. Stop. Well, the 3 Stooges tried it Craig's way, presumably off-screen. Eddie's way was wetting himself and screaming, and now they're trying it Cort's way again, the way that got them beaten unconscious in a bar. They head over to the bad guy's hideout and rig up a couple of the many barrels of gasoline they just have in their yard for no particular reason. There wasn't even a point to that. Apparently it was just to lure the men out and into town? They have accomplished less than nothing.
You can't beat them alone, and we can't beat them alone. But we can do it together.
For some reason, that's why they call me John Dumbass Cort. I thought it stood for Deathstalker. Shut up, I don't do that reference anymore. They literally show up with torches? Oh man, those chickens are so roasted. The town and the baddies fight, causing property damage and injury that will set the town back for years to come. We also get these amazeballs shots. Best choreography ever.
Miraflores belongs to us!
And they returned with guns the next day. The end. I do like that the scene actually does end with our heroes being run out of town for causing so much damage and generally being numbnuts.
I need a vacation.
Bwap. Next time on Baywatch, lots and lots of water slides. Meanwhile, Mitch horns in on Hobie's teacher. Oh yeah! Craig, what do you think burgers are made of?
We may never know, Mitch.
Oh man, I know how this is gonna go.
We're not gonna make it. Shit!
Okay, so you take one girl out parasailing and she gets eaten by a shark. I don't see how I can be held responsible for that. You got me there. By the way, Mitch, your party last night was lame. Eat me, you're on rookie duty. Okay, there's a real reason for this, but do you really care? So now Cort is stuck going to a water park to train summer lifeguards. Huh! Now you have to go spend time with a bunch of hot young people at a water park. That'll teach you a lesson. I love Mitch's logic that in order to punish someone for endangering another person in the water, he's going to send them to train other lifeguards. Cort ropes Eddie into helping him, because of course he does.
Mitch wanted to send you there all by your lonesome to train their summer lifeguards.
Yeah, he hates you. He said he wanted to break you in half. What? Let's go. Meanwhile, Mitch forces Hobie into more child labor. They discuss how Hobie's class is going to be visiting Baywatch on a field trip.
Oh, the idea of these field trips isn't about cool stuff we do. It's about seeing how different kids' parents make a living.
Lifeguarding isn't cool, Hobie. I mean, yeah, we fought some pirates, stopped a serial killer, got held hostage in the middle of a hurricane, and last week Craig, Cort, and that other one saved Mexico. But other than that, it's pretty mundane.
The kids were laughing at Joey all week.
And so begins Cort's training of the rookies, which is mostly an excuse to nearly drown Eddie several times.
Why do I have to be face down in the water for this?
Shut up and hold your breath, Wiener.
Oh.
That's why they call me John Drowner Cort. And this girl attempts to eat Eddie's face as the show continues with this charade that he is somehow desirable to women.
Nothing to see here. I'm just a plucky young rookie. It turns out this girl has a jealous ex-boyfriend named Tad, a name I'm not quite sure actually exists in real life. Meanwhile, Shawnee is in hot water with Captain Thorpe for posing in a calendar in her Baywatch uniform. It turns out she didn't know they took her picture for a calendar, so everything's coolsies by the end. I don't know, guys. Having a Baywatch plot center around cheesecake being bad for their image is kind of like Miami Vice waging a war on pastels. I really don't know about this training, guys. They're just supposed to play on some water slides for a while? They're just dancing here. Maybe if they were beginners, I'd see this as a start, but they flat out promised the graduates a job on Monday morning. Holy crapola, Baywatch is negligent. And I don't think the water is really that muddy at a water slide park. While Eddie is teaching them how to wet themselves and await rescue by more capable hands, Old Man Grumpers has something to say.
Your red trunks and your whistle won't help. That won't keep them alive.
So you should just not bother. My logic is solid.
With John D. Cort, Navy SEAL, explosive specialist, man about the world. Now, in his most daring mission, water slide specialist.
Lifeguards are a joke. I make my own fun.
Well, what are you going to do? Take down every calendar they ever made?
Watch me.
Huh?
Who is that guy? Back at the water park, an unknown figure is sabotaging the rides. Yeah, water slide sabotage. Look, at least it's water related this week. I'm just too distracted by the impressive constant erection of Cort's nipples. Eddie, to the rescue! Oh my god, I'm gonna die! They rescue the girl and decide the best solution here is to bring someone in undercover. An undercover brother.
I'm a cop, not one of your golden boys.
Damn it, don't you understand I have an irrational dislike for lifeguards? These shorts look ridiculous on me.
I think red's your color.
Shut up, Mitch. Stick to your own subplot.
Continuing with the theme of people thinking lifeguards are either bums or minor celebrities and nothing in between, apparently Hobie's field trip was cancelled due to parent complaints. So Mitch has a meeting with his teacher.
I was gonna be mad, but then I realized you were hot. Let's go out!
Dad!
Shut up, Hopester. Daddy's gonna get laid.
So what's Grumper's story? Well, it turns out his son committed suicide off of one of the slides, so they figure he's been blaming the park ever since. There he is!
Take him down, boys.
My boy took his life here. And when I lost him, I lost everything.
But it turns out he was a red herring all along. The true culprit was Rookie Girl's crazy ex, who's bitter about not becoming a lifeguard and her attraction to marshmallows shaped like a person. What follows is, hands down, the best chase scene I have ever seen on this show. I cannot even. He actually attempts to run up the water slide. They might as well have just casually walked to the top and waited. Where the hell was he expecting to go? Never have I seen such a thin excuse to involve water-related antics in a chase scene. Amazing. Then Mitch has a date, but ruh-roh, he's gotta run out and save someone.
Man, I wish we had people on duty. Order me a burger! Bwamp!
Next time on Baywatch, our heroes take on the dark world of illegal offshore casinos. Meanwhile, Mitch has dates. Lots and lots of dates. House wins! Nah, we just started the episode, and Eddie is already dressed like a penguin. Things are looking up.
If you noticed a pattern in the show as of late, you've probably guessed that this episode's catalyst is Cort getting into trouble of some sort. It's almost as if lifeguards are boring. Okay, so Cort has roped Eddie, Shawnee, and some lady we will never see again into joining him at an illegal offshore casino, located in this dingy boat and accessible only by password.
Seems legit to me!
I'll meet you at the blackjack table in an hour.
Did no one notice Cort's date is a robot? Meanwhile, Mitch is doing what he knows best. Talking about food.
Got one chicken pot pie. Which one is it?
Damn it, Hobie, just pick one! Can't you see how hard it is for me to give these up?
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains.
Just kidding, Hoopster. Kill you in your sleep. Mitch is leaving Hobie to fend for himself at home while he continues to romance his teacher, Mrs. Haddington. Well, after an initial stroke of luck at the illegal casino, Eddie now finds himself with a gambling problem, eventually putting himself into thousands of dollars worth of debt. It is both expected and chuckle-inducing. But it turns out the folks who run the casino don't take too kindly to people who welsh on their debts. Oh no, now we can easily swim to the nearby harbor to safety. Those monsters! Elsewhere, at Casa Von Malibu, we see that Hobie's teacher spent the night with Mitch. Mitch, in return, romances her by sticking his hand down his pants. Because of his father's irresistible sex appeal, Hobie doesn't think he needs to do his class assignments, as he tells his friend while the actor desperately pretends he knows how to ride a bike. Ah, the old my dad is sexing up the teacher routine. Kids across America were always trying that in the 90s. What is this guy doing?
Tell me about it. One of them isn't grounding me, the other one is.
That is the look of a kid who knows he just fucked up the take. Can I be a character again? No, our voices are too similar. Shawnee is pissed that Eddie is late and leaves him to picnic alone.
Did you at least bring my Lunchables?
Here's Mitch and his girlfriend adorably running down the beach in sweaters. I haven't seen cheese levels this high since that Kraft Factory explosion, nor have I witnessed a man so determined to eat someone's face. Can you imagine seeing Hasselhoff's giant gaping maw coming at you? That's horrifying! I'm so in love with you. Man oh man, I laughed my ass off watching this. Just switch the music and it's like she's being stalked by a serial killer.
Saying you're in love with her?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I am.
Here's Eddie doing a Daryl impression.
Oh, man.
Cort makes his own fun by pretending to threaten Eddie with a gun. I'm so charismatic! Oh my god, there's the pug shirt again. There is no way this show wasn't just fucking with us at this point.
Most guys get so greedy that they wind up losing 3 times as much money as they won. Fools.
In order to get himself out of debt, Eddie decides to borrow some money from the till. By the way, he works for Cort. Thought I might mention that at some point. He goes back to the casino, loses the money once again, and this time they want him to pay his debts.
What's more rewarding than a winning smile?
Fabulous!
What the heck? Am I in this episode?
Ow! I really don't get tired of seeing people hurt Eddie. Craig's first instinct is to fall into lawyer mode. The operation is illegal, so if they get them shut down, the debt is erased. But Eddie is a far more honorable cutout resembling a man, and he plans to pay his debt in full. Cort goes back to the boat to work out a deal.
Snake eyes.
And that's the title, folks! Not only is it the title, but it's also how Cort realizes the casino has been cheating. An illegal casino rigging the games? Color me shocked.
You look great.
Thanks, school clothes.
I'm going back to school.
I've already got a head start. I've been eating paste all afternoon. When Hobie's teacher mentions his slipping grades, Mitch is upset she didn't mention anything before now. If Hobie has to take summer school, that's less time he can spend cleaning the house. I'm listening to my tunes, Mom!
Just so you know, I lectured Hobie about not doing his homework. And he hasn't spoken to me ever since.
Oh.
I feel like I lost my two best friends in the same day.
Yeah, you had a really tough day, Mitch. What are you, 5? Whatever, they all make up. Meanwhile, there's only one way for Eddie to get even with that casino, and that's to pull off a good old-fashioned heist. Yes, because if there's one thing Baywatch needed, it's Craig, Gina, Cort, and Eddie pulling off a casino heist. Have we even seen any lifeguarding in this episode at all? The good guys win out, thanks to Craig being a dirty snitch and wearing a wire, and everyone tries to fit in as many gambling puns as they can.
A man of your experience should know the odds. Oh, with the house.
Looks like you roll snake eyes. Get all you needed?
You betcha. Bad choice of words.
Bwap. Next time on Baywatch, Hobie gets a dirty dog. Meanwhile, Eddie sees a ghost. Spooky. If you can recall a simpler time when Baywatch was the most popular show in the world, you might remember that even back then, people were making fun of it. But even more mocked than Baywatch itself was the spin-off Baywatch Nights, a show deemed laughable even by Baywatch standards. Mostly the butt of jokes due to it being completely and utterly ridiculous. And mostly because of this. Oh yeah, Mitch was a PI, and he fought various supernatural things, along with Detective Rizzoli and Daryl. But I'll get to that eventually. Hang on to your butts, people. The reason I bring it up is because people totally weren't giving Baywatch Nights enough credit. Sure, seeing Mitch fight the paranormal was a pretty hard pill to swallow, but on the other hand, they totally did that kind of stuff on regular Baywatch all the time. Case in point, in this episode, there might be a ghost.
Morning, Kirby. Hey, Edgar.
Eddie's first name is Edgar? Pfft. Here we're introduced to Kirby, the fifth turtle. He mentions seeing a woman in a nightgown on the beach, who mysteriously disappeared.
Hey, Mitch, have you seen Kirby?
No, Kirby! He was the greatest lifeguard they ever had! Man, this really devastates the team. Kirby was their closest friend.
I heard. I'm sorry.
Kirby!
He didn't deserve it.
Those other drowning victims, though, totally deserved it.
Edgar mentions the story Kirby told about a woman in a nightgown on the beach.
10, 12 years ago, there was this other lifeguard who drowned. I mean, he'd been talking about seeing some girl who was running along the beach in a long white nightgown. Strange coincidence, huh?
Pretty spooky, huh, folks? Meanwhile, we get a harsh reminder of when this was made.
Here's your New Kids on the Block album.
This was Kirby's broom. I can't work like this. Maybe that woman in a nightgown knows where I can get a new broom. Damn it! Every girl I like turns out to be gay or a ghost.
Strangely enough, no one else believes Eddie's story.
Oh, that kid and his imaginary ghost friends. So cute.
Aw, why didn't he die instead of Kirby?
Wowzers! I sure hope my dad doesn't find out about this adorable dog montage we're having. He hates dogs. He even
sends people to spy on me to make sure I'm not anywhere near a dog.
Did you ever have a dog? Once. His name was Cookie. He got old and died.
Yeah, he got old. Hobie agrees to let his friend and her dog stay for the night at Casa von Hamburglar. Now Hobie has to keep dog-hating Mitch from knowing anything's afoot.
Hobie!
In the closet, hurry!
What was that?
It was me.
Oh good, because for a second there I thought it was
a damn dirty dog.
Let's eat. Hobie is a criminal mastermind. He nearly gets away with it, but as we all know, Mitch is a future PI.
Hobie, you brought a dog into this house. Now all will suffer. Suffer.
Meanwhile, Eddie is gonna prove just how not crazy he is.
Out of my way, seagulls! Wait, let me capture you to prove how stable I am! Damn, she must have flown away!
But there may be some credence to the ghost theory after all. Gina finds a 1920s painting in a thrift shop of the same woman Eddie has been seeing, so she and Craig track down the son of the original painter. Just go with it. According to him, there's some spooky backstory about a lighthouse being burnt down, a family dying, and the surviving daughter suffering mental problems, whatever. My theory is that it's Kirby's ghost speaking to Eddie from beyond the grave. Edgar, you took my broom. Now you must pay. Bravo to whoever edited this montage. Artsy! Tonight is a total eclipse of the Eddie, just like in the painting. Eddie heads to the cliffs to try and find and rescue the ghost woman. First try.
I'll rescue you, milady!
Sadly, Shawnee and Craig rescue him. This is where he reveals his previously unmentioned and never mentioned again dead sister, who drowned in a pool because Eddie couldn't swim. Add laugh track here. So maybe it was Eddie projecting the loss of his sister on this whole thing after all. There was no woman to save, only the memory of a ghost long gone. Just kidding, there totally was a woman there, and she died! Wow, batting 3 for 3 there, Eddie. Oh, come on now, that's just confusing. So it was apparently the daughter, whose family died in the fire, recently escaped from the asylum, which in no way explains how she looked younger or disappeared into thin air. So maybe it was a ghost after all. They seem to imply the ghost of her mother possessed her, and no one can explain the phantom foghorns Eddie kept hearing. Or maybe Eddie was crazy all along. Maybe she was just an actually in the episode shitty freeze frame. We never really get an answer, so yeah, I'm gonna say it was totally a ghost. But most importantly, let us never forget Kirby's legacy. Way to kill everybody, Eddie! Next time on Baywatch, somebody bites it! But who? Find out on a very special Baywatch. Y'all ready for some shark hunting?
This anchovy is guaranteed to catch the biggest fish in the bay. Oh!
I don't think it was the right one anyways.
Like hell it wasn't! Get me my flying machine! I'm going after it! Meanwhile, Eddie and Cort are betting on their harpoon accuracy. Good to know Eddie got over that gambling thing.
I'll bet you $100 I'm over my gambling addiction.
Deal, you lose.
Aw, damn it.
You fish. Yeah, started when I was 15. Mattawamkeag Lake, Maine.
Oh, sorry, you were saying something? I was so bored I fell asleep. I'm a character now, damn it!
How many more of these do we have to do?
100 more! I need to train up so I can track down that damn seagull! Shut up and keep counting!
Oh, 5, 6...
Suddenly, Mrs. Hoddington. It's awful nice of you to exist again, Hobie's teacher and my girlfriend. Meanwhile, a shark derby is being held by Bucky Allen, a sleazy and opportunistic restaurant owner by the beach. Apparently, his business plan is to lure people in with piles of taxidermied sharks. I can't think of a more appetizing way to lure in hungry customers. Craig spies a shark approaching some swimmers, so he employs his top-notch slow-motion rescue techniques.
Get out of the water!
You mean get in the water? Oh no! Craig makes him get on his board and swims him away, which he totally could have done on his own board. This creates a media frenzy, so guess what? Shark cutting time! Knowing a swarm of people with chum means an influx of dangerous sharks at the beach, Mitch is completely opposed to this thing.
Then you're opposed to the shark derby.
I think it's irresponsible.
Have fun hunting sharks with Captain Thorpe, Hobster! Whatever you do, don't show this episode to anyone involved with PETA. While there are people who don't like the derby, there's a shocking amount of disregard for life from many of our main characters. One offer of 25 grand and everyone is ready to kill the shit out of some sharks. And by the way, how is this restaurant owner gonna make 25 grand off of this scheme to make up for how much he offered for the prize? But anyway, back to what I was saying. If you mention the previously brought up fact that luring sharks to the beach is dangerous for human life as well, all of that adds up to some pretty fucking awful lifeguards. It's like someone was watching Jaws and they were like, but what if we made it really asinine?
What about killing all those poor helpless little fishies?
Poor, helpless little fishies? And here I was thinking you were concerned for my safety.
Your safety? Oh, great.
I was hoping you'd fall in the chum and die. What?
Jill notices a shark going after some kids in a boat. That means things are about to slow down at least 50%.
Shut up, Jill. You're not a character.
Jill manages to grab one of the kids. Shawnee has prepared herself for the situation by running a toilet brush down her throat.
Jill, hurry! Hurry! Hurry!
But enough of this serious stuff. Are you ready for some hilarity?
Save Jill!
Jill! Jill! Jill! Jill!
Whoa, kinda seemed like you died after that commercial break, huh? Guess we should have showed us finding you or something.
Yeah, but thanks to you, I'm going to be just fine.
Yeah. Just fine. No need to worry, everyone. She's gonna be okay. By the way, she says this is all your fault and you'll burn in hell for being a part of this shark derby. Alright, let's go eat. Mitch, Cort, and Eddie discover Bucky is using an ultra-low frequency to attract sharks to the area and make them more aggressive. They tell Garner about it, and he decides to do some investigating.
Who wears short shorts? We wear short shorts.
You're under arrest for making lifeguards delicious. My business plan was sound!
I don't know when I'm gonna be back at work.
As soon as the doctor gives you the go-ahead. What do you think, Dr. Shark?
What? Craig, she's dead.
Whew. Oh boy. Oh man. Whew. So yeah, kid you not, Jill was eaten by a shark, lured in by a greedy restaurant owner. Hilarious. The more dramatic Baywatch tries to be, the more humorous it becomes.
So goodbye, my friend. I know I'll never see you again.
Wait, who died?
Next time on Baywatch, there's a big race. Meanwhile, Shawnee suffers PTSD. Sharkalicious! Now that Baywatch has handled a major character death about as gracefully as Mitch on roller skates, the team is still reeling from the fallout. Shawnee is finding it hard to cope now that they've lost the heart of the team.
And that's when Timmy stole my crayons, and he gave me a wedgie, and I wet myself, and then I was sent to timeout.
And Eddie's playing dress-up again.
Luckily, the rental place had these in child sizes.
Shut up, Eddie. So Cort's scheme of the week is more noble than usual in that it doesn't involve actively endangering someone for his own gain. So, boo! He's pretending to be some bigwig because he's apparently been donating $5,000 a year to an old folks' home and it's in dire straits at the moment. To make a long story short, he's got to figure out how to get $10,000 quick. But wait! What if he wins the big race? If he wins sports thing, he will get some of money. Problem solved! This is perfect! Luckily I've got my overalls on to shield the audience from my manliness.
Supposed to do about 100 miles an hour now.
Shoot, man, you couldn't pay me enough. Huh.
No, I bet it's safe.
As long as you don't fall.
I don't get it. How can I get that seagull lamp? Anyway, I guess that Cort plot is the driving force of this clunker. Luckily, he's got his team of underdogs. But uh-oh, now they have to contend with douchey rival. Can they still win the big race?
So you guys signed up for the big race.
Can't we see Hobie hit on some older women, or Mitch burying his hot teacher girlfriend, who is now dead? I'll tell you something though, if you love footage of boats in slow motion, you'll probably enjoy this episode immensely. That is some acting. Whoops, not my fault! So thanks to Mitch's terrible boating skills, Cort now has some cracked ribs, which gives him a chance to go shirtless again. I guess that's why they call me John Don't Wear a Shirt Cort. Okay, now you're just stretching it. Now that Cort's out of the game, the others decide to take up the mantle for him. Knowing this is a dangerous and potentially deadly race, Mitch bravely is the first one to volunteer. Someone else.
Wait, we got a problem. Who's gonna take the place on the ski?
You are.
Mitch recruits Garner away from investigating missing coffee filters and unfulfilled dreams so he can help them soup up their boat and make it an unbeatable racing machine. Hey, you know what'll make this better for Craig? If the boat were more dangerous. Oh my god, amazing. They couldn't make this manlier if they were washing the boat with leg hair sponges and using Cort's nipples as screwdrivers. Speaking of manly, Eddie is taking Shawnee out to swim to help her overcome her PTSD.
Not to worry, my little dumpling. I've solved everything.
Eddie?
Oh no, I dropped my lollipop in the sea.
So what is this whole Cort plot about? Well, it turns out this woman helped him recover from his pectoral implants while he was spending his time as a wild elephant trainer. Or his surrogate father-uncle lives at her old folks' home and he wants to help out.
Listen, Mitch, I really appreciate you coming with me.
Hey now, looks like you could use some fatherly advice. Shut up, Garner. Who do you think you are, Craig? Oh. Can Shawnee get over her PMS problems and save this little girl from drowning?
Oh no, Baywatch has no one on duty. Curse their negligence.
Luckily, Newman was on vacation nearby and swam 40 miles to the scene.
Way to go, Newman.
Hooray for Newman!
You go, Newman!
Newman!
I helped. Shut up, not Newman.
Time for the big race. They win. Wait a second, was I reading that title card right? This took 10 minutes of the episode? Lordy. Next time on Baywatch, Mitch gets stuck in a tree, and the show changes up the pace with another PTSD plot. Cowabunga! Here's Cort trying to drown a dog so he can sleep with a woman. There's the cowboy we all know and love. If I'm charming, that means I'm not a serial killer.
I had a dog once, but he was adopted by another foster family.
So, what bra size do you wear? Oh, I'm sorry, did you think this was going to be a light-hearted Cort plot? Because actually, this episode he's suffering PTSD over someone he failed to save from drowning in his past. Holy shit, this is what, the 4th time they've had a PTSD plot this season? Hell, they just had one last episode. Man, I really need to drink some ketchup. Luckily, I keep some right next to my bed for some reason.
Hey, listen, man, I was gonna call on a pizza. Nice large onion, double cheese, pepperoni.
Oh, I hate pepperoni. The rest is fine. I had a friend once. He hated pepperoni, too.
You're really gonna use pizza toppings as your segue for this one, guys? That's a stretch. Cort begins his tale of woe and drownery, hence why he's decided to recklessly endanger everyone in his life since. That's why they call me John Dirtbag Cort.
My nickname in foster care was Short Round.
Shut up, Eddie. Meanwhile, Craig, Garner, and Mitch are on a weekend camping/hang gliding trip. Here's Mitch taking off into the hamburger in the sky.
See you in hell, bitches! Wow, look at that stock footage. I'm totally hang gliding.
So peaceful, so serene. Garner, you get the feeling we're forgetting someone?
Nope. You sons of bitches!
Who saw this one coming? I sure didn't. Everything's always fine until the shark clouds show up.
Somehow, this is Hobie's fault.
6 months later, Mitch has survived on a diet of burgers and pine cones. What he didn't count on was finding more animal footage in the forest. Okay, so not only did he crash his hang glider into a tree and break his leg in half, but on top of that, he gets bitten by a rattlesnake and falls down a mountain. Oh man, when it rains, it pours. I guess the writers thought it was too unrealistic to have just one of these things happen to him. I haven't seen Hasselhoff in this bad a shape since that Avalanche movie. I think he died at least 3 times in that one.
What the hell? He survived? Time to finish him off.
Okay, yeah, I know this is supposed to be serious, but half of my joy in episodes like this is freeze-framing on stupid expressions David Hasselhoff makes. Craig breaks the news that they're stranded, and Mitch takes it well.
Can I ask you a personal question? Where did you learn your rescue training anyway?
He's not wrong. Seeing as these 2 white dumbasses are stuck in the middle of nowhere now, it's time for Garner to save the day. And what better plan than to get yet another person on a hang glider? And so, the person least experienced with, and most terrified of, hang gliders somehow ends up hang gliding back to the beach. Garner is a treasure. You know, this episode could be a touching personal story of survival while Craig comforts his longtime friend, but really, the bulk of it is just Mitch bitching at him about his poor rescue attempt.
What do you think? I think it's better if you put me over there.
Oh, what?
On the other side of the fire.
To be fair, Mitch is dying on a mountain with only Craig's creepy stare to keep him company. Meanwhile, on the Cort front, it turns out his friend didn't actually drown, but it was all an elaborate scheme between him and his wife to cash in on an insurance policy and start their lives over again. Damn, that sounds exactly like something I would do! You monster! Come on. All they did was let him believe he got someone killed for a year and then abuse their friendship for lots and lots of money. What's the big deal?
How could
could you fly off to save me without bringing me any food, huh?
Oh man, I could watch this all day. You do not cut into Mitch's favorite pastime. All of this, of course, leads into lecturing Craig on what a save is.
You call this a save?
Let's be honest here. He just doesn't want to admit that anyone else has a save.
Boy, you really are a piece of shit, Mitch.
If I don't make it, Craig, I want you to make sure Hobie is miserable.
Don't worry, Mitch. You know, this reminds me of something. When I was a young boy, I used to go to Old Man River's house, and he would regale me with tales of his childhood, while I would own fanciful toys.
Please kill me.
Holy crap! Why does Cort have a picture of a hobo clown?
Nobody smashes up my clown picture. You're out of my life.
Oh man, Newman's taking every one of them to lifeguard jail. And thus, they all died in a rock slide thanks to Eddie's stupidity.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah?
Thanks.
For nothing. My save.
Next time on Baywatch,
Earthquake! Meanwhile, Eddie confronts his fear of babies. See it all in the explosive season finale.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Hobie done fucked up now.
You brought a dog into this house again. Hobie.
Now the apocalypse is upon them. Hellfire will rain down on the earth. Mitch will ascend into his true form, and no dog will be safe. Why didn't I listen?
Gigantic plates interlocking, moving together. Millions of years ago, the primal mass was forced apart, creating continents and islands.
Well, howdy. Have I ruined any of your lives yet? All of the women are having PMS about the earthquake, but them menfolk know better.
There's no such thing as a foreshock, honey. Well, bye. Off to do something stupid and dangerous. Shawnee, quit being an idiot. Ow, I walked into a broom closet.
The ground isn't the only thing that's shaky around here, Eddie. I'm talking about us.
Oh, come on, really? That's what you're going with? Come on, Shawnee. All he's done is ignore you for his buddies, leave you crying alone in your apartment, and generally been an annoying ignoramus.
I need a commitment from you, Eddie.
The hell am I here for?
Edward, you have a lot to learn about women.
Your name is Edward, right? Oh, who cares?
Edgar. So Cort and Craig are getting ready to go diving for adventure, and Craig is boring Cort with stories about his childhood. This gives the show ample opportunity to pad things out with some diving footage. Meanwhile, Mitch forces Hobie to drown the dog. Gina, who was previously talking about how there's going to be a bigger earthquake that throws them into the ocean, decides now is the time to climb on a ladder to fix their window panes. That's when, conveniently, disaster strikes. Damn you, Craig!
We're too irrelevant for this! I'm not going out without a fight. Come here, meat shield!
So California has just been hit with its biggest earthquake in 50 years, causing massive damage, injury, and death. Everybody's got their own little meanwhile this episode, so I'll try and break them down individually. At Baywatch HQ, Mitch is left to hold down the fort since no one seems to know what to do. Captain Thorpe helpfully provides childlike doodles. I'm a helper!
I can't wait until you're off the show.
It's now up to Mitch to decide who to eat first. Garner is shirtless. Meanwhile, the actress who plays Gina is tasked with pretending she's pinned down by a light piece of plastic and unable to reach help, all while shards of glass hang precariously above her. Who cares? This is our last episode anyway. Hobie arrives and picks up the weighty hollow plastic.
Thank you.
Now comes the thank you sex.
Meanwhile, Eddie's car has sunk into the sand.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Shawnee's mad at me. I'm stuck in a hole, and I've got sand in my shorts.
Man up, dweeb.
The woman who helped him goes into labor, and he's forced to stay with her because the phone lines are out.
So Baywatch doesn't have any walkie-talkies? And how far away are they from headquarters? Surely Eddie can walk there? You really don't want Eddie as your midwife. That's like having another baby help you out.
Babies are stupid. I'm cooler than a baby. I choked on my own spit. So anyway, that's when I was like, Foster Mom, I want that toy too. And she was like, you only get one. And I was like, but that orphan got 2 toys. And that's when she sent me back to the agency. Please adopt me.
You suck, bro.
Come on, push hard.
I've wet myself like 6 times already.
Congratulations, it's a no umbilical cord, mostly clean baby.
Wow, I sure learned my lesson about commitment. Now I stepped on a baby.
Meanwhile, Cort and Craig were swimming through the whole thing, so they're fine. But apparently the earthquake affected some guys on a nearby boat. It turns out the earthquake released a pocket of explosive gas or something. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Cort and Craig decide to dive and find the source of the gas for some asinine reason. They end up in an air pocket and make it a point to say that breathing this stuff in will kill you within an hour.
We gotta warn the Coast Guard about this gas. More people are gonna die.
So let's just sit here for a while for no reason. This accomplished precisely nothing, except getting them stuck when there's an aftershock. Mitch and Garner are in a chopper nearby and, smashing these two meanwhiles together, find their empty ship. That's when Mitch realizes that with all of the quake damage, all the burger joints are his for the looting.
Pull up, get us out of here, go!
This whole plot is just stupid. Mitch, unable to resist a save, dives down and finds a convenient thing Craig left behind, because this whole thing is convenient.
They're trapped in a cave-in. That's a stupid place to be. I'll be sure and tell them you said that. Yeah.
So of course, the plan is to just blow the shit out of the place filled with flammable gas.
What kind of plan is that? They'll be blown to bits.
The only one we got.
Or, get some rock picks? If time is of the essence, where the hell did they get the explosives?
No time for logic.
Let that be a lesson to you folks. If you believe hard enough, facts don't matter. We won't see Craig again for another 7 years. And for a spectacular season finale, they drop this bomb on us.
Shawnee, will you marry me?
Next season on Baywatch, Shawnee has a disapproving father, and his lifeguard day before retirement a clone? There might also be a rescue involved in there. Next time!